and free.
High school football is back. Danville High School tonight. The wait is over. The lights are on. The stands are packed and the pads are going to be popping. It's a rivalry game in the making. The first time these two teams have met since 2023, where Dalton knocked off Danville for their first ever regional title. We'll have this one for you tonight, live and free on the OH Report after this.
For 9 years, people have asked us one question: what exactly does elite preparedness do? We train everyday Americans to protect what matters most. From Ohio CCW courses and advanced firearms training to the largest Armed Women of America chapter in the state, from church and school safety programs under House Bill 99 to training state, local, and federal law enforcement. We provide armed security, secure transportation, asset protection, and elite-level executive protection for those who require the highest standard. Preparedness, protection, professionalism, elite preparedness, training warriors, protecting leaders, empowering families.
At the Killbuck Savings Bank, you can expect great products and service from a fellow Knox County Chamber member. Now offering premier card processing solutions and services, ensuring the business owners understand their credit card processing fees. We have a wide selection of card processing solutions that provide lower fees, faster payment, additional security, exceptional marketing features, and help to improve your business operations and customer experience.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Josh Banks welcomes you inside the Danville Feed and Supply pregame show, joined along my colleague tonight, Mr. Payton. Hey, we just talked about it. One of the best games on Friday night in the state of Ohio. Two of the top teams in D7 playing right here at Tough Street Stadium.
Easily. We talked about the Cincinnati Muller and who was it again they played last night? Avon St. Ignatius. We talked about them a little bit. We talked about the other game that was played last night in the Division 1 portion of the OHSAA. But as far as Division 7, these are easily two of the top perennial powerhouses year in and year out. So to see them clash week 1 is definitely something special.
Yeah, two teams that haven't played since when Dalton filling a region. And that was Dalton's first ever in school history. And now they become a regular to that regional final mix.
Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about Dalton's football program. I hear year in and year out how tough their defense is, and it's definitely going to be something that Danville struggles with tonight, I think.
All right, so let's jump right into our team spotlight, and we will start things off with the visiting team, those Dalton Bulldogs. They're a very, very special. I tell you what, they're coming off a 9-4 record. Playoff wins over Bishop, Mogador, and Montana before falling by 9 to Garaway in a regional semifinal. They returned several key pieces from that 9-4 team, and they're looking to make it back, and they're looking to make it to Canton this time around.
Yeah, there's two teams you mentioned in that run last year for Dalton that really sticks out to me. Mogador being one, and Garaway being another. Garaway, another one of those D7 schools that's just. It seems to be they're able to put everything together right at the right time every single year, and they're always good. And then Mogador, of course, Danville, my alma mater, my senior year in 2015, we lost to Mogador in the Final Four game. Yep. So they're always another good team. They're always somebody you hear about.
Yeah, and their key player, they've got many of them, but he's a senior this year. He's the signal caller. It's Carter McKnight. Listen, the young man, 1,870 yards last year, rushed for another 435, counting for 19 touchdowns. He's going to have an outstanding senior season if the Bulldogs are going to make it back.
Yeah, the 1,800 mark for passing is just outrageous for a high school quarterback, especially only being a junior. Going into his senior season now, starting off with a defensive front like Danville has every year, he's going to have to be able to use his legs a little more than maybe what he did last year because of how strong Danville's defensive front is.
We're going to jump in to the spotlight for the Blue Devils of Danville. We'll get through this, and then we'll take a national anthem break and go over some keys. But for the Blue Devils, led by head coach Matt Bloom, actually, we'll go over this when we come back from a quick commercial break.
Do you know what it takes to get yourself and your family prepared? Elite Preparedness is here to help, offering training and courses in concealed carry, defensive CCW, tactical pistol, and many more. We also have an on-site indoor gun range and a retail, firearms, ammo, and preparedness supplies store, serving a growing public and private need for all hazards preparedness with a professional and personal approach. Contact Elite Preparedness today, 740-263-1234, or at 25580 Bell Church Road.
At the Keelbuck Savings Bank, you can expect great products and service from a fellow Knox County Chamber member. Now offering premier card processing solutions and services, ensuring the business owners understand their credit card processing fees. We have a wide selection of card processing solutions that provide lower fees, faster payment, additional security, exceptional marketing features, and help to improve your business operations and customer experience.
Josh Banks, Peyton Colby back here inside the Danville Feed and Supply pregame show. And now, Peyton, let's get in to that Danville spotlight led by head coach Matt Bloom. And this team has been special for a couple years now. And they were 8-6 last year. Nobody really expected the Blue Devils to make the run that they made in the tournament. They knocked off the likes of Fisher Catholic, Waterford, and a 19-14 win on the road before barely losing to state runner-up Hillsdale in a regional final game.
Yeah, Hillsdale was just completely dominant all throughout the season last year, and then they ran into a team like Danville in the regional finals. Nobody expected to be there, going 5-5 in the regular season, and then just rattling off these huge 2 wins right off the bat in the playoffs. And then they unfortunately ran into Hillsdale, but still only a 5-point loss for them, and that is absolutely amazing. Even though Hillsdale kind of got it handed to them in the state championship, but that Hillsdale team was something special last year.
Our player spotlight tonight for Danville. I mean, listen, folks, if you've watched Danville football over the last couple of seasons and you've seen this young man develop, it's none other than Cy Wallace. We call him Zoom here on the OH Report, and there's a reason for that. 1,539 yards in the ground last year, 19 touchdowns, 128 yards per game.
Yeah, averaging 8.5 yards per carry. The season prior to that, I believe it was 10 or 12 yards per carry. Averaging is amazing coming from his sophomore and junior campaign. It'll be interesting to see how he handles sharing the backfield a little bit more again this year. But he's got his brother Briggs back there. I am lovingly I'm coining this term now, the Legion of Zoom. The Legion of Zoom back in the backfield. Plus, they got Nolan Ridgeway back there to kind of add a little big body to the backfield this year. Yeah, taking over the starting spot week 5 against Loudonville last year. Kind of struggled that first game there in Loudonville and Redbird Stadium, but putting everything together, helping carry this team through the rest of the regular season last year, and then again to those amazing playoff games they had at the beginning of the playoff season last year. It'll be interesting to see how he handles week 1 as a starter, but he's got that experience, especially playing in the playoffs as deep as they went.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch tonight. I tell you what, I would rather be anywhere than at a high school football stadium on a Friday night this year. I'm excited for it. This is my first time at Tough Street Stadium. And I tell you what, the reno they did to this place, this new field is absolutely beautiful. It's something that these young men and these fans in the stands, you couldn't ask for a more packed house, as you can see on our camera, than they give the support here in Danville.
Yeah, playing in the stadium, when I was in high school and junior high, I got to see my brother play in this stadium, and he graduated clear back in 2002, so his senior season was 2001. I mean, there's a lot of history in this stadium. My dad played in this stadium. He graduated in 1982. So, I mean, generation after generation played right here in Tough Street, and it's always special for everybody, especially for the kids playing, because they get to play in the same place that the people they look up to most got to play.
Dalton Bulldogs. The kickoff, it'll be Dakota Kinsel, and it looks to be Richmond or Raber back to return. It's going to be interesting to see how things go here. The opening kick of the season can really tell you a lot how the year's going to go.
Yeah, I mean, depending on how well they feel this kick, Danville not typically known for kicking. We got Nolan Ridgeway kicking off here. Bit of a pooch kick, goes straight out of bounds. It looks like the 39-yard line. Again, Danville not really known for their kicking strength, but Nolan Ridgeway is definitely, he's picked up a lot of experience the last couple of years. I would just consider that kick right there a fluke.
Well, and here's the thing. In high school football, you played it. You played it here. You know what it's about. I watched it last night. Kickers are very. So, opening kickoff, hey, it's not a bad idea. You're giving them decent field position, but let's see what your defense can do, and let's see what their offense is going to come out here and do in the opening drive.
Yeah, I'd like to see it. If he's going to get it close to the boundary, I'd like to see it more right around the 20 or 15-yard line if he's able to. Other than really Division 1, 2, and maybe 3, 4 through 7, they don't really have a specific kicker. They don't have a specific kicking team, kick return team. They don't have those things because they don't have the numbers like these bigger schools do. So these guys, they're playing essentially 3 different positions every week.
Back when his right hip trips to the right side, a down here to the low twins motion, and in the middle. And that's where this defense comes into play at is you've got these guys that know how to fill gaps because it's Danville football. I mean, let's just be honest here. Call the middle, fill the gaps, and hit.
Yeah, like I said in the pregame, Danville is always known for their defense in front of these 3 guys down here. Really hold everything down. As we see Dalton come up to the line again, you got motion from the right to the left.
Ball's out.
Danville ball. Looks like it was knocked out there by the senior tight end defensive lineman, Justin Starp, and then scooped up by Silas Miser, somebody we saw really take over everything last year from the offensive side of the ball to the defensive side, jumping on that ball as quick as he could. Blue ball.
Football to points. So Brady McFerrin with the ball in his hand there that fumbled it on the rollout. I'm going to double check that on the replay, but that did not look like a 6 on that jersey.
To me, it looked like he handed it off to Jackson Oswald, who came on the motion to our side.
Wallace comes in motion. He'll turn around. He'll get the handle side. Wallace bounces.
That right there, we talked shortly during pregame about what Danville needed to do to start this game off. My key to victory for Danville was, in fact, to strike hard and to strike fast. 2 plays into the game, immediately getting the ball into the offensive hands, because as we know, defense wins championships, but offense scores touchdowns. Got to get the ball in the offensive hands, and then, boom, right away, the first half of the Legion is zooming right to the end zone.
No good way with the lead block there in the backfield, and the speed of Cy Wallace is what's really on display there. He's so bouncy. He bounced off a tackle there and got that edge. That's what makes him so lethal.
I see. We talked a lot about the ball carrier who scores. We talked about his lead blocker coming out of the backfield. I want to talk for just a second about the offensive line. That huge blue wall right in front of Cy, there was nobody getting through that.
Takes the snap. Roper's going to keep this one up the middle. Drive his legs. He's good. Make it. He'll be pushed back short, but still 47 seconds into the year. And if you after the touchdown, you and on the get a running touchdown for Cy Wallace.
Yeah, that was Nolan Ridgway actually back there in a little bit of a wildcat position. But knowing Coach Bloom and how he kind of runs his offensive unit, he likes to get his big bodies down close to the line of scrimmage, kind of power and muscle his way into the end zone because you know what? He can. That's why he does it. He can.
Got the Wallace brothers in the backfield. You've got Nolan Ridgway in the backfield. You can thoroughly expect this Danville team to be run first. I'm curious to see how much they open up their shell a little bit with Proper back there who can air it out. Because you know as well as I do, if you air it out to Nolan Ridgway or even Briggs or Cy Wallace, you know those guys can catch the ball. How dangerous can this team really be?
Yeah, those 3 guys coming out of the backfield, all 3 of them have really great hands. They can all catch. They're all great route runners. But you got a senior this year, Aiden Mickley, who's been a starter since his sophomore season, got a lot of experience. He's an amazing receiver. I have zero worry about Coach Bloom opening up the passing game a little early. He's going to run heavy because he's got those 3 running backs, but he's going to get the ball out.
Much better kick from Ridgway. It's fielded by Dalton. He's got the right side, breaks a couple tackles. He'll be taken down at about the 32-yard line. And now we get to see the Bulldogs offense again. 2 plays last drive before the fumble. What do you kind of expect to see here from them, Peyton?
Well, we'll see what the coaching staff talked about over there on the Dalton sideline. Obviously, those first 2 plays did not go as planned. Fumbling the ball away on the second play of the game. They made some adjustments in that little bit of time that they actually had because Danville ran it in the first play of the possession. But they definitely made a little bit of changes. We'll see how well it goes.
Right on the left with the tight end. Turn it off. Again, there's that defensive front four. Danville stopping, doing big. The backfield, number 52. That was Silas Miser.
Yeah, big Cy Miser right there in the middle of that defensive front. He's the nose guard. He's the one that Coach Duncan, that defensive unit, really relies on to clog everything up. But, hey, he's a big guy, but he can move. You saw it on that play. Caught up to number 5, Ethan Raber, who bounced it out a little bit, swallowed him up, and he had nowhere to go.
They'll go jet sweep. Back to the backfield. And that's if you're from your defense here early on.
Yeah, that was an amazing play there by Justice Tharp. He was able to get off the block. Looked like number 52, Caden Trevette, the senior offensive lineman, may have slipped a little coming off the line. If he's able to keep his feet under him, I wonder if that play goes for a little further down the field. But again, it's a solid play from the senior defensive end.
Down takes the snap. He's got time. He's going to throw left side. And again, I'm going to say that is number 0 taking the quarterback reps, Brady McFarland.
Yeah, that was him that threw it deep downfield to number 10, Reese Lecken. But he had the Wallace brothers, the Legion of Zoom, just swarming over top of him. A little bit of a jersey tug there, but not enough for the ref to notice and to pull the flag.
Be McFarland to pooch punt it away. He'll kick it. It'll be a low line drive. It'll get a big Dalton bounce. And then it'll go out of bounds. 5-yard line. Now this offense is going to have a little bit of money with Dalton's defense has a little bit more room to try to get a stop. But I'll tell you right now, when I said last night, so Colonel Crawford game I did last night, first play of the game, 80-yard quarterback keeper for Rowan Boone for the Eagles. Very similar to what we've seen tonight. Kind of got into a hole, wiggled his way out, and got up a sideline. That led to a 45-21 victory for the Eagles last night. This Danville defense is something special, but this offense could be even better.
Yeah, we'll see what they do with a little bit of more wiggle room. Looks like they pulled the ball out to the 30-yard line.
Roper in the backfield. He'll turn, look to throw. He's going to get met in the backfield. A pump fake led to a sack.
It looked like he thought he had a man about 5 yards down from the line of scrimmage. Ended up pulling the ball back in, but Carter Whittle, number 58, the junior offensive tackle for Danville, looks like he just got beat on that rep.
Yeah, he got beat off. Flood is the one that came away with the sack. He's got a Wallace on his left hip, Roper in the backfield, Twins on the right. He'll turn around, handoff. They're going to go inside jet. Handoff up the middle. They'll have a first down. As that's Aiden Mickley on the counter.
Yeah, it looked like he handed it off to Cy originally out of the sidecar. And then Aiden Mickley coming in from that wing spot, just taking it right up the middle, finding a big hole that his big offensive line opened up for him. Ended up picking up the first down.
Where they're dangerous at is they can go into all these different formations. Play successfully. You've got Roper in the backfield, sidewall, Twins on each side to bring one in motion. Roper going to roll out, get it away. Off the hand, almost intercepted, as that was intended for Bryson Burke. Goes off his hands. A little bit of an off throw there from Parker Roper, as that was kind of out of Burke's reach. But still, he got a hand on it. You're expected to catch it.
Yeah, Bryson Burke, one of those kids that we expected a lot out of last year. Unfortunately, he got hurt like the first play of the season last season, so we didn't get to see him at all. First target here this season as a junior. Didn't go as he wanted, but again, a little bit of an off pass for him. So
Gets it. He's going to look to throw. He'll throw it out wide. It's caught on the left side. That looks to be Bryson Burke. Number 7. Gets a little bit of redemption there on that catch and run. He'll get it to 3rd and about 3.
Yeah, that was just a designed quick pass out to the boundary to number 7, Bryson Burke. Just to try to get him up the field, get him out a little more breathing room. They're sitting now at the 49-yard at 3rd and 2. It looks like. I would expect Coach Bloom to run it a little bit here. Looks like they're going under center in the I formation. He's got his 2 big bodies back here. Aiden Mickley as a fullback, Nolan Ridgway as a halfback as he motions just to the right side.
Roper takes a snap from under center. He'll turn around. He'll hand it. That's Nolan Ridgway. He breaks the tackle. Possession as he was down. We'll take a look at that on your Danville time alignment replay. And the holes, you talked about the offensive line on this side right. This offensive line is winning
Yeah, my keys to victory tonight for Dalton was defensive communication because of Danville's immense rotation that they have in the backfield. In my mind, Aiden Mickley wasn't even part of that rotation, but here we saw him carry the ball right up the middle for at least a 15-yard gain.
It looks like it's Ridgway going to hit the ring. That's motion side. Sorry, that's not side. Is that Briggs?
That's Briggs.
Briggs. Briggs is going to get about 7 yards on that carry.
Briggs kind of slow playing that off the edge a little bit, trying to give his big guys up front a little more time to set their blocks, get their hips where they need to be. Slow playing a little bit. Picked up 6 yards, maybe 5 yards he picked up on that. Just a quick little jet sweep out there. Played it perfectly, and he got himself a nice game.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. And you said the rotation of those backs is now you got Cy Wallace on the left hip of Proper. 3 wide receivers with Briggs going to come in motion. Don't be surprised to see the fake to Briggs. Hand off the side. He's just so slippery. He's still on his feet, folks. He's got the left side. And I'm going to tell you right now, nobody's going to catch him. Cy Wallace gets it again.
Yeah, he was swallowed up immediately at the line of scrimmage. Somebody had at least, there was 2, 3, maybe 4 hands on him at one point, tugging on his jersey, pulling him backward. But somebody like Cy Wallace, that is not enough. He may be small, and he may be fast, but by God, he is just as strong as everybody else out there, and he'll pull away from those arm tackles with no problem.
Cy Wallace, he reminds me, I'm going to give him a comparison. Jameer Gibbs for the Detroit Lions is very quick, elusive, slippery, but he's stronger than he looks.
See, I like Darren Sproles with the size factor. Darren Sproles only 5'6", 5'7", playing in the NFL, just as strong as the rest of the running backs. But his size and his speed, man, nobody can touch him.
They'll come out and attempt the PAT. Holds down, kick is up, and it'll be wide left, so no good on the PAT. But if you're Cy Wallace has, let's talk about this for a second. 2 touches down.
Yeah, I mean, you can't ask for better efficiency than that. I mean, the fact that he's only carried the ball twice now, and he's got 2 carries out of it. The first one being a wide open hole opened up by his offensive line. This second one we just saw was kind of swallowed up a little bit at first, and then we see how shifty and how bouncy he is and how much faster than everybody he is. He's able to bounce back to the other side of the field and basically just walk in for the touchdown.
Yeah, and that was the impressive thing I think on that last run. Again, you said it best. They had a hold of his jersey. His jersey was completely still. I know you as well as I did. Once he got off that tackle and had that edge, there wasn't a person on this Bulldog defense that was catching Cy Wallace.
I thought maybe the last person that had hold of him, I thought maybe he was going to hold on just long enough for some help to arrive. But as soon as that jersey came open and Cy saw the hole over the left side, I knew there wasn't anybody over there that was going to catch him. Plus, he had his younger brother Briggs just waiting on the backside of the field for somebody to come near him, and there was only one person that showed up.
That's what's going to be. I'll say it's fun, and I know early season predictions are kind of out there. I'm going to tell you right now, with what this Danville team returned from last year's team that made a regional final run, to me, there's no reason that these Blue Devils are not playing the last Friday of the year in Canton for a shot at a state title.
Yeah, once we get to the playoffs, we'll have a little better idea of how this team looks. Again, like you said, early season. It's a long 10 weeks for them to play. So far, it's pretty hot tonight, and they probably looks like the upper 70s, low 80s tonight on this turf field. It's real hot down there.
Yeah, it's going to be probably 20, 25 degrees hot on that turf. It's up here for us. And I tell you what, it's warm up here in this press box tonight. But here's the thing. When your offensive line can produce the running room that it's produced in these first 2 rounds, most of your teams that go on to play in camp at the D7 level are your run-heavy teams. Marion Local is Marion. But most of the teams, the Kirtlands, those types of teams are run-heavy. This is going to be up the middle line. And the South Danville defense gives him 2, maybe 3 yards on the carry. And
looks like they only gave him 1 yard. And we actually have a sophomore. We have a change of defensive front out there. Sophomore Caleb Inverso, who got quite a bit of playing time last year as a freshman. Another one of those big bodies. Doesn't move quite as well as Silas Miser, but he swallowed everything up, took that tackle by himself, and kept it in just a 1 yard or 1 yard game.
5'10", 60. They're going to throw it now. Pressure off the left side. It's picked up by
Bryson Burke.
He said, "Hey guys, that
was Bryson Burke on the interception. Number 7, the junior, that same guy we talked about, didn't get any playing time last year due to his injury. But let's talk about Silas Miser putting a huge shot on number 0, Brady McFarland. You didn't see it if you were watching the ball, but I'll tell you what, as soon as he released, I saw Silas Miser coming up, and he had a crazy look in his eye. I could see it up here in the press box.
I mean, listen, there was a receiver in the area, but Bryson Burke stepped right underneath that, and there was no missing that interception.
Yeah, he played that ball perfectly. I mean, you couldn't have asked for a better defensive play out of Bryson Burke there.
In the back, and he got running back on his left hip. He's going to look to throw a pressure coming off the left side. He's got a split screen set up to Sidewalls, and Sidewalls has the left edge again. He's going to get about 7. The first time the Sidewalls touched the ball, and it ended up in 6, folks.
Looked like he was just trying to get a little stutter step to maybe get a couple more yards, but he had Jackson Oswald, number 45, the senior tight end defensive lineman there for Dalton, right on his hip. Maybe you didn't realize it, but as soon as he stutter stepped, Oswald was right on there and swallowed him up.
Yeah, there was no really backside block help there. Once they got that screen set up, Oswald was kind of on that right hip immediately, and when Side got to where he wanted to stutter step, nobody was there to pick Oswald up. Sai on the right hip again. Briggs goes in motion. He'll turn around. He'll fake it to Sai. He'll throw it out to Briggs. Briggs has the right side. He's going to turn it upfield. He's going to take a big hit, and he'll hop right up with the reception that leads to a first down.
Again, that was number 45, Jackson Oswald, for that Dalton defensive front on the play there to swallow up Briggs. But too little, too late. He was already 5 yards downfield, picked up the first down.
And there you see, when you've got the quickness that the 2 Wallace brothers have, and then you've got the size and strength of the Nolan Ridgeways or the Aiden Mickleys that you can combine with that, oh, man. Briggs on the left hip, or Sai on the left hip. Briggs will come in motion. Roper's going to look to pass. Pressure's coming. He's going to look down the right side. He's got a man.
That was a beautiful catch there by number 11, the senior Aiden Mickley, to go up, really high point that ball. You want to see that ball a little closer to the back shoulder of Aiden to keep that defender away from it. But my goodness, that was a beautifully thrown ball by the sophomore. And great on Aiden Mickley to go up, high point the ball, and really go after it.
Great job there by Mickley. Proper in the backfield again. We're going to get a Tom out Danville. And kind of asked, are they going to open up the offense? Well, Peyton, they opened up the offense right there, and Parker Proper threw a dot to Aiden Mickley.
Yeah, well, this only being really my sophomore season under the headset here with OH Report, typically guys don't really quite have a huge knowledge of the coaching staff and the way they try to implement the stuff that they have. But knowing Coach Bloom as long as I have, I've known him pretty much the entire time he's been here. I've had talks with him, I've had sit downs with him, I've gone over things with him, asked him questions, and I know his tendencies. I'm not surprised that he's willing to open up the playbook, especially since his sophomore quarterback has experience already and deep playoff experience at that. Throwing it to number 11, the senior, somebody, again, who's a 3-year starter, probably a 4-year letterman at the end of the season. I'm not surprised that he's willing to open up a little more and be a little more less cautious than what he typically is.
He's got Mickley and Bridgeway behind. Roper takes the snap. He'll hand it off to Aiden Mickley. Aiden Mickley's going to fight his way in. And I want to say they're going to move him short. They will.
Looks like they got him at the half-yard line. It's just an I formation. Just a quick dive right up the middle, and really nowhere for Aiden Mickley to go. Looks like they marked him down at the 1.
Like maybe like the half line might be inside of the 1. But here's the thing: you've got Mickley, and even Roper, not a small guy in his own matter. 6'2", 175. You can even take one up the middle with need be.
Yeah, but I mean, if you look at this defensive front that Dalton's running, they got 6 guys on the line of scrimmage, and it looks like Parker Proper snuck it in that time for the Danville touchdown.
Basketball player too, mind you. Parker Proper uses the sides there, gets across the goal line, and it's 18-0 Blue Devils. We still got 3.5 left here in the quarter.
Yeah, quarterback sneak there with Parker Proper. He's not a huge guy. He's got a lot of height. He's got a lot of strength. But he had Aiden Mickley and Nolan Ridgway behind him, 2 big bodies that are both immensely strong. I mean, the strides that these guys have taken in the weight room in the offseason the last couple of years has just been tremendous, being able to watch it on social media, going and talking to these guys. As you see, Cy Wallace going in motion here.
Give it to him. Proper, jump pass.
Oh, Aiden Mickley caught it. Flag down, though.
Play. Can be offensive.
Dangerous throw there by Parker.
Very
Proper.
much so.
I think they're going offensive pass interference. I didn't see Aiden Mickley
I didn't see any
grab
extra
anybody's
hands.
jersey. I didn't see him push
I
anybody.
didn't see anything.
But then again, that back judge, he's right there. He's right in front of everything. He saw something that we probably didn't see appear.
Well, now if you're Coach Bloom, you kind of have to go for 2. You don't really have a kicker to kick from this far with an extra point. But I agree with you, Peyton. There, I didn't see any type of extra. There was a jump pass from Pro.
Well, to me, seeing Nolan Ridgway attempt that last PAT was surprising because I've had talks with Coach Bloom where he said he won't kick unless he's up 35, 42 points.
Pro takes, he'll turn around, play action. He's got pressure. Cy Wallace wanted to pick that up and take it for the 2-point conversion. He's not able to get his mitts on it. But still, 3:25 left to go. We've got 9 minutes of so far here in the first time down that they can kind of try to build on. We know it hasn't been a lot offensively, but it's also, again, interesting to me that we've seen Brady McFerrin at the quarterback spot. We have yet to see Carter Hignott. I don't know if he's hurt. I didn't really get any type of information from their coach on Carter, but he's the senior quarterback that was coming back. He was kind of that guy for them.
Yeah, looking down there at the sidelines, I don't even see number 6 on the sidelines, and he may just be blending in with everybody else. Again, I don't know a lot about this Dalton program.
Yeah.
I've never really ventured over to that part of Wayne County a whole lot, but I've always heard that this program was good. Their coaching staff is always good. Their defense is always immaculate. They'll get something figured out. They're a little slow off the start right now. Week 1, a little bit of jitters coming in, tough street. So we'll see how the rest of this game goes for them.
Great kick there from Bridgeway. It's picked up by number 1 for Dalton. That's Camden, or that's Dakota Kenser, and he's going to be swallowed up by both the Blue Devils.
Yeah, it looks like number 25, Colton Grant, the junior who didn't really get a ton of playing time the first half of last season, but really kind of came into his own toward right around the time that Proper took over as quarterback last year, kind of started picking up, proving himself a little more. He eventually earned himself a starting spot a little later in the season and was a main part of that rotation last year. First person to get to the ball carrier there on that kickoff, and he was able to swallow him up, wait for his friends to come in and help him out.
Snaps taken. They'll run a little pitch play to the outside. Almost had a hole. No need for it, though. Hit there from number 54. Owen Gromberg.
Yeah, that right there. You see Owen Gromberg coming from the backside, able to lay down a huge hit on Ethan Raber there. But Nolan Ridgway, we saw, it looked like he might have been able to play a hold there. No flag was pulled, but he did his job perfectly. He did his job to prevent
force him to come back inside, and that allowed Gromberg.
Right. He pushed everything back inside like he's supposed to.
Now, there to go, folks, as Danville is filling the gap and laying the boom.
Again, that was number 54, Owen Gromberg, the big senior, coming in from the end spot, really crashing down in the inside of that interior line and just swallowing everything up. And I'll tell you what, this Dalton offensive line seems to be struggling a lot. It's only a three-man front, but with the lack of people they have up there, they make up in size, and man, these guys are strong.
Go break screen.
Bryson Burke playing that perfectly.
Bryson best man. You can't play a jailbreak but he sat. The block did not come in time. The senior lineman trying to kind of peel out and catch Burke.
You know who that kind of reminded me of a little bit? Denzel Ward a couple years ago, slipping underneath the block to make a tackle on a screenplay. That kind of looked a little bit like Denzel Ward there.
Punts away. Briggs will have a shot at this one. He'll catch it, go up the left side, and Briggs has a hole. Briggs balls up the left side. He makes a man miss. He's going to be down.
Looks like that was number 3, the junior wide receiver and defensive back, Chase Bowling there for Dalton, able to make the tackle. Briggs just had nothing but green turf in front of him. A couple of his big guys slowed him down a little bit, able to get Bowling up there. But again, we know how Briggs runs. He did the same thing last year. He likes to slow play things a little bit. Situations like that, you don't really want to slow play too much because you're going to get caught from behind.
Now they're going to come out. They'll have sidewalls right here. They'll have trips to the near side right here, far side right here by us. Sidewall is going to go out in motion. They're going to look to set up a screen. Instead, Proper's going to step back. He's going to heave one, and he's got a big guy.
That was a perfect textbook play from top to bottom, from the pass to from Parker Proper to Aiden Mickley. The offensive front, I was watching. He could have sat back there for another 5, 6, 7 seconds. Nobody was even close to him. He had a 3 or 4 yard gap between him and his offensive line because there was so much work going on up front and keeping everybody away from him. I mean, he basically could have just pulled up a lawn chair and sat there.
That's what you want. That's what we want to see from these Blue Devils. And I'll tell you what, man, we just said it. Folks, we still have 76 seconds left here in quarter number 1, and it's 24-0 Blue Devils.
Yeah, this is an amazing start to this season as Parker Proper hands it off to Cy Wallace, cuts it up the middle, and he falls into the end zone. Finally gets that 2-point conversion that they've averted all night long. But again, 26-0 is still a minute 16 left in the quarter.
In the first quarter, I don't think if you're coaching and this Devils coaching staff, you could ask for a better start against the team that made it to a regional semifinal last year, against the team that beat you in 2023 for a regional championship. And you're coming out here at the newly renovated Tough Street Stadium, and you're putting it to them.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, last year's home opener against Utica, the first game ever played on turf here in Danville, did not go as planned, and you can tell these seniors definitely wanted to make up for that tonight. They wanted to make up for the loss from from a couple years ago, losing to the same team in the playoffs because they felt like they had something special a couple years ago. They had felt like they had something special last year or the year before, and it always just seems to come down to this one game, one play, and they've been licking their chops for the start of this season because they definitely felt something in the locker room. And I heard a couple of the guys talking last night on a local podcast. They felt like the chemistry this year is so much stronger than they've had the last couple of years. They all get along. They're all friends from senior to freshman. As Nolan Ridgway, he might have touched it early. He touched it early.
Side judge here on this side is going to go correct that. I'm going to see if I can get the replay of it. It doesn't.
I think so too.
Have it. So we'll see. Hold on. It looked to me, they're going to talk about it, but it looked to me like Nolan Ridgway was beyond the 50 when he touched that football. That's what the side judge that was closest to us is kind of talking about. I truly think that he touched that beyond the 50 as well. They're going to have a conversation about it. And how about the call by Coach Bloom up 26?
Yeah, that was, and that's like, they waved off the flag against Danville ball.
Kick to go get himself.
Yeah, you may not have seen it, but watching Coach Bloom watch that yellow flag wave up in the air, he was just as excited as the boys running down the field, celebrating with his coaches, with his team. That was a gutsy call. It was a surprising call, especially being still over a minute left in the first quarter. You're up 26-0. You have no reason to kick an onside kick. But you think about Coach Woody Hayes and his coaching days back at Ohio State. Coach, why'd you go for 2? Because I can't go for 3.
Well, this Danville team has been special for a couple of years. Here in week 1. They still turn around, headed off the side. Side's got to hold the right side. He breaks the tackle. Side wall. He's going to get rubbed down.
That was number 10, Reese Lecken. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that name. Able to swallow him up, but he played that good. He stayed on his back hip like you're taught to. With somebody like Cy Wallace, you have to play him perfectly because if not, he's going to make you look silly.
I know the big picture.
Yeah, these stands here in Danville are just so excited. They're so hyped up. The 12th man is definitely real here in Tough Street tonight. Really cheering these guys on. And again, in that podcast that I saw the other night, they talked a little bit about how they wanted the whole stands to get into it. They said between the 30s, it's good, it's loud, everybody's hyped. But it seems like tonight, end of stands to end of stands, everybody's up, everybody's cheering, everybody's clapping and yelling.
We got a good turnout here for opening weekend. Dalton's got a full stands over there with standing room only. They got a good-sized student section. It looks from here like it's Hawaiian night for the Dalton student section. And then Danville doing Danville things. It's Jersey night. It's student section. And it's everything you want. As the 1 o'clock proper has Nolan Ridgway on his right hip. He'll shift Ridgway out. They're going to go play action. They're going to throw it back.
See number 50, Tyson Payne loses helmet there. He'll have to come out for a play. But I think he just lost it purely because he's fighting so hard on that offensive front. Didn't really go how they wanted to that play. That's actually the first negative play Danville's had all night. They've had a couple plays kind of go for 1 or 2 yards, but that's the first negative play they've actually had.
The Danville offense, you're not too good balls with the efficiency that you've had offensively here so far.
Yeah, no, back in the I formation here, Parker Perper under center. Aiden Mickley as fullback. Nolan Ridgway as halfback. He's going to drop back to pass.
Downfield, he's going to try to throw it to his tight end, Justice Tharp. A little bit behind him. Well executed. Good play action from Parker. Throws it just behind him. He had Tharp. I'll tell you right now, he had him. But you know who else he had a little bit deeper on that sideline? He had Bruce Wallace. Break standing wide.
Yeah, a little bit of a dangerous throw there. But he's able to rely on these guys to make those dangerous catches. And it didn't quite work out for them that time. But It's no skin off their back. They're going to reset, come back to next play.
12, empty backfield. Briggs goes in motion. They'll go play action to him. Parker Proper is going to break a tackle. He's still on his feet. He's going to look to get a little bit, and Proper is going to get maybe a yard. It'll bring up 4th and 11, but that will do it for the end of the first. After 1 score from the Blue Devils, 46, Dalton 0. That
Do you know what it takes to get yourself and your family prepared? Elite Preparedness is here to help, offering training and courses in concealed carry, defensive CCW, tactical pistol, and many more. We also have an on-site indoor gun range and a retail, firearms, ammo, and preparedness supplies store, serving a growing public and private need for all hazards preparedness with a professional and personal approach. Contact Elite Preparedness today, 740-263-1234, or at 25580 Bell Church Road.
At the Keelbuck Savings Bank, you can expect great products and service from a fellow Knox County Chamber member. Now offering premier card processing solutions and services, ensuring the business owners understand their credit card processing fees. We have a wide selection of card processing solutions that provide lower fees, faster payment, additional security, exceptional marketing features, and help to improve your business operations and customer experience.
Nothing. 4th down. Parker Proper in the backfield. He's going to air one out. Looking.
So far, we're only 1 full quarter into this game, but Bryson Burke, to me, other than Cy Wallace, we see Cy Wallace's dominance, but we see him dominate all the time. Bryson Burke not being able to play last season and then coming out and having one heck of a showing week 1 here tonight. So far, to me, in this first half, he's looking like the game MVP.
There's a lot for these Devils tonight, and I tell you what, man, this team is special. Proper in the backfield. He's going to look to go for 2 again. He'll roll out right. He'll throw it to the back corner. He'll go up.
Yeah, get it to the big man in the back of the end zone. He's already made 2 catches in the back of the end zone so far tonight. Both of them for 2-point conversions. The first one ended up getting called back for an offensive pass interference. But, I mean, he had no one really around him this time.
Half number 1. It's 32-0 Blue Devils.
Yeah, this Blue Devils team, again, like I said, basically right at the start of the game, Danville needed to strike hard and strike fast because of Dalton's defense that we hear so much about. So far, their defense has been pretty non-existent.
This Danville offense has been at the targets here so far tonight, and I mean, what more do you ask for, again, if you're Coach Bloom, than execution? I would even call it, other than maybe a couple errant throws from Parker Proper, they have executed perfectly here tonight.
Yeah, you can't ask for a better start to not only a season, but a better start to a game. And I know Coach Bloom is so excited for these guys, and he talks highly of his kids every year, but he was really excited for this season.
Great way to kick. This one, he'll boot down. Really good. That's Raber. Raber's going to be the 27-yard line, and that'll be it.
Yeah, that right there, their best starting field position all night long
Other than that
was the opening kickoff when they started on their own. I think it was a 41-yard line they started on.
Fumbled on the second play.
And they fumbled on the second play, handed the ball right into this amazing Danville offense that we've seen so far tonight. And what does Danville do with it? First half of the Legion of Zoom takes it to the house.
You're a Danville guy. You played on this field. Whole family's played on this field. Through the first quarter, we'll call it, is that's going to be roped over the middle. Incomplete, intended for number 3.
That's Chase Bowling downfield. It looks like it was just a little too high there at the 45-yard line. That would have been a big gain, their biggest gain all night.
Yeah. Different this year. You've been around the guys. You've talked to Coach. What feels different about this 2026 team than maybe that 2023?
I think it was said perfectly. Nolan Ridgway last night on the local podcast here. It's the chemistry. The guys have played with each other since they were little kids. They brought 9 starters back on both sides of the ball. They have a huge chemistry together as they do a little dump pass there to number 45.
Big hit. Hey, take a look at this one. Zach Truex has what's called a blue hit. This would get his blue hit right here.
And we could hear the stands. Kind of. Ooh,
yeah.
Right as soon as he takes that hit, but good on him for jumping back up. Didn't phase him a single bit. I think it is.
3rd and 2 for Dalton. They're looking for the first down of the night. They'll turn around and hand off, and it looks like they will have their first down. 10:59 to go here in quarter number 2, and Dalton picks up their first down of the evening.
Yeah, it seems like they were able to finally get a little bit of time to talk over there on the sidelines. Maybe made a few adjustments, but it looks like their offensive line, they definitely got we'll call it a pep talk from their coaching staff over there.
It was all pep. We all know how those talks go. I got to witness a couple of them last night throughout the game. He's going to roll out, look downfield. Again, just overthrown.
That's
just out.
that's number.
Listed as a wide receiver linebacker, but taking the snaps here today. And, I almost wonder, again, we don't see 6 on the sideline. Oh, 6.
I finally spotted him. He's on the sideline over about the 30-yard line. He doesn't have his helmet on. I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe a little bit of an injury that's been kind of bugging him a little bit.
Again, plenty of time. Now he's
Owen Gromberg, he's just swarming the quarterback tonight. A couple of drives ago, he had 2 huge plays back-to-back for a loss. He had a sack right here where he kind of got off the block a little bit late, but able to recover just enough to trip him up in the backfield for, it looks like a 3-yard loss.
4 down. Dangerous situation. As they'll look to pass. Read beautifully. Ball's brought in as that was number 14, Micah Miller. Just off the fingertips. You'll see it here on the Danville alignment. They just off the fingertips of Miller. That would have been a huge catch.
Yeah, you saw him as he rolled through after hitting the ground. He kind of slapped the turf there, really upset with himself as a receiver, especially being a senior that he is. He knows in a game like this, you have to pull on those catches every single time.
Punts away. It's a great punt from McFerrin and roll all the way inside the 10, and it looks like Cy's going to actually pick it up. Sidewalls picks it up, tries to make a play, unable to. He'll be taken down at about the 10, and what do you think? You think after that play right there, Coach Blue might have a conversation about that? Do you pick that one up, or is that one to be what?
As a fan of the game, not only just watching it as a reporter, as a fan of the game, you hate seeing players do that. Cy does that a lot. He relies heavily on his speed and his shiftiness, and sometimes he gets a little too big-headed. Sometimes he thinks, they can't catch me, they can't touch me. And he did that several times last year. Yeah. We see it right here. He picks up the ball way too late. He should have, if he was going to go pick up the ball, he should have sprinted after it instead of jogging like he kind of did there.
Well, and one of the most dangerous spots we've seen Cy Wallace since his freshman year is on a kick return. We haven't been able to see that yet tonight. We'll hopefully see that in the second half. They're going to go jet sweep on the outside. As why not give him a carry, as he's already got a couple catches in the big Mason Berg going to get the carry there, get maybe 6-7 yards. Second 4.
Yeah, that was just a quick little handoff to Bryson Burke. And like you said, it's his first real game back in that blue and white uniform. Why not give it to him?
Now, how about the game he's already had? He's got a touchdown. He's got an interception.
Hey, he's got 2 huge catches. Now a run to add to that, a 6-yard run at that.
He's got the right side. He's got speed and get to the edge. We're going to get a flag on that far side. In the area that flag is, I think you would both assume it's going to be a hold.
Yeah, and that's what I'm seeing. The referee is almost immediately looking to the head official, signaling a holding call there.
So it'll remain second down. They'll mark off the 10 from the spot. So it'll be probably 2nd and 14, I would say. 2nd and 15. Should go back to the... Oh, they're going to put it on the 10. So it's only going to be 2nd and 11.
Yeah, it looks like they put it on the 11-yard line there. And you might not have been able to hear it on the broadcast. The announcer say it is 2nd and 11, in fact, for this Blue Devil team. First penalty, really, of the season for Danville, a team that we consistently see be plagued by flags.
Because they're run heavy, they get a lot of food. We have passing behind. He's kind of that perfect execution we were talking about. Roper's going to roll out right. He's going to look to flip the hips. He's going to throw it back to his left. Never mind. He's going to keep it. He's not going to get anywhere. He's going to lose yards. Actually, he'll be taken down at about 7 yards. So that 2nd and 11 is not going to become a 3rd and about 15.
Yeah, it looks like the Dalton defensive backs really just kind of played their coverage really well there. There was nowhere for Roper to throw. He tried running. Dalton was able to rip off the block just in time to be able to swallow him up.
Oh, and here's
you hate to see losses like that, but I mean, it's going to happen.
So that play right there, Parker wanted to throw the ball, but we had him rolling left, and it looks like every route was across or going right. He's either got one ahead haven't seen yet to make that cross.
That was supposed to go to a specific receiver. I didn't see who it was downfield, but that was supposed to go to somebody specific, and he just wasn't there. Another flag down on the field.
It's kind of going to keep her.
That's going to be another hold.
Just looking to get a couple yards here to get out of the end zone for a punt, I would assume.
Yeah, there's going to be another hold. I think it's on the center, number 55, Austin Adair.
They're going to decline it and take them to 4th down. Good choice there by the Dalton coach. Take it to 4th and 14. Like number 3, Chase Bowling back to return. It's going to be a short punt from Ridgeway. And it'll be Dalton's best field position of the night as they will start at their own 27-yard line.
Yeah, it was interesting seeing Nolan's first punt of the season, considering he was first team, I believe he was first team All-KMAC as a punter last year, averaged 41.9 yards a kick last season. I think he led the area in yards punted, 1,465 punting yards. A very uncharacteristic kick there from him. So we're going to see what Dalton brings to the line of scrimmage here as both teams are kind of discussing strategies with their coaches, see what we're going to do with a little over 7 minutes left in this first half.
Correction on the scoreboard, folks. My bad. I forgot to count the last 2-point conversion. Braden Mickley is actually 34 now. 7:05 left to go. This is where I think Danville's defense finally gets tested right here, Peyton. I mean, you're inside the 30-yard line. You've got a short field, but the problem is the biggest play of the night for Dalton was, an 8-yard little jailbreak screen pass.
Yeah, this has really been the first time they've actually crossed the 50, truly crossed the 50 on the field, and it's their starting field position for this drive. So I think the coaching staff is going to be looking to kind of open things up a little bit here, but we'll see what they do. Oh, they got him to jump.
Count there, gets him to jump.
Got a cheap 5 yards there from number 54, Owen Gromberg, and 85 just to start both seniors.
That's 3 penalties, lost 5 plays for Danville after none in the first 19 minutes of the contest.
Yeah, again, we talk about Danville typically plagued by penalties. And there's Jacob Byers swallowing up number 5, Ethan Raber.
Raber immediately by Jacob Byers.
Jacob Byers typically wears number 56, wearing number 66 tonight. So something we gotta really pay attention to when we're calling his name. First time we've called his name tonight, though.
Job there, inside shed, cut the guy down. And the reason that Danville's defense has been so successful, I think you said it best, they have contained the edges. They're forcing everything back inside. If they look to throw open, it was intercepted and was called as Mickley got a hand on it. As you'll see it here on the Danville Tire and the line, the service center. He had him, got his head around, got a right ball on it.
Yeah, McFerrin, he kind of had to get rid of that ball quickly because he had Owen Gromberg sniffing down his back, ready to just tear him up. So maybe a little bit of fear stricken in his eyes there when he was releasing that ball.
Well, I mean,
ended up throwing him off.
First quarter from Silas. He took a big shot there on reception. He's got Raber on his right hip. Third and a bunch. He's throwing to a spot. There was that had to be a miscommunication between quarterback and receiver because Miller ran the wrong route from what McFerrin was trying to throw.
It looked like maybe they was trying to just do a little stutter step to get the DB off balance a little bit. And I think McFerrin may have just thrown it a little too early. He's supposed to throw it to that spot. The receiver just wasn't there. The route wasn't run quick enough.
But one thing I think you and I both can agree on is the one thing that McFerrin has done tonight, and we've seen several pass attempts from him, a couple that missed just over the receiver's head. Every route has been a timing. It hasn't been a him sit back in the pocket and the open guy. It's, hey, take the snap. This is who you're throwing it to. This is where they're supposed to be.
Yeah, it seems like that's what Dalton's doing a lot of. We've seen Danville kind of throw to a specific receiver a couple times, but Dalton seems to be looking for specific guys every single play, and you got to wonder if the coach is going to talk about in the halftime locker room, opening up a little bit, just getting his offensive line to get him a little more time so he can sit back and really look down, go through his checks, go through his reads that he's supposed to as a quarterback.
And it'll be interesting again to see what happens with this offense. Again, we don't know what the difference of this game is if Carter Hicks out there. 1,800. Now, is it just part of the second half? I don't know. But I'm curious to see, and I'm curious to see how Dalton bounces back in the second half. As McFerrin takes a snap, 3rd and long. Again, throwing to a spot. That is going to be completed this time, though. It'll be for a first down. Is that's to Gage Stick.
Yeah, the senior wide receiver, 5'11", 180 pounds, able to get down to the ground to get it. It was a really low pass, almost below the knees, really, but he's able to get down there and haul it in.
Yeah, and again, it's very nice to see that pass completed. Again, the biggest play of the afternoon or of the evening for Dalton is that play right there. But again, I'm curious as to what's going to happen for their offense. You're trying to punch one in before half. You got 5:50 left before the half. He's going to roll left. He's going to throw to a spot again. Completed, but took a lick on the completion. Adrian Mickley laid the boom.
Yeah, that was a good play there for Dalton. It seemed to me that they kind of got away with a little bit of hold right there. Number 65, Felix Reynolds, had a hold of a lot of Owen Gromberg's jersey, but the back judge here, the head referee, didn't see anything, didn't throw the flag, and now they're sitting pretty at the 5-yard line.
Turned around, handed off. That's number 2. He's going to fight for it, and he will punch in Dalton's first score of the 26 season. 8 hit on his first carry. Punches it in from about 4 yards out.
I mean, we knew it was going to happen eventually. Dalton definitely wanted it to happen a little sooner than 5 minutes left in the first half, but they finally got on the board. The boys are going to start getting a little bit more momentum. Hopefully they're going to be able to carry it through the rest of this game and maybe make something out of it.
Here's kind of the question. You finally punched one in as they're going to line up to attempt the PAT. He holds down. It's a bobbled snap. Ty Wallace.
Yeah, I mean, we just talked about momentum for that Dalton sideline, and there goes Cy Wallace coming in and stealing it right from him.
Well, I have to say this. I think even on a clean snap, that probably gets blocked by Cy Wallace.
Yeah, I mean, he's just so fast. It's hard to block him coming off the edge there in the position that they have him. He's really him and the guy on the other side of the line from him coming off the edge, they're the ones designed to really go after the ball, and with the bobbled snap, that just made it that much easier for him.
But hey, guess what? We just talked about this. The one thing we wanted to see Cy Wallace where he can play that speed the most is right here in the kickoff game. Cy Wallace and Bryson Burke back deep. Wallace, the deep man. You got Burke and Briggs kind of just in front of him.
As an interesting kick return kind of setup that Coach Bloom runs, but he knows that with Bryson Burke and Briggs Wallace both being back there, it doesn't matter if it goes to either them, Cy, or even to Nolan Ridgway. He's got plenty of weapons back there to be able to pick it up. As Briggs Wallace picks it up, brings it out to the Danville sideline, gets a little bit of room, and runs out at his own 40. Looks like they're going to mark him down at the 43-yard line. He ran out of bounds.
Danville will take back over at the 43-yard line. It looks like they're going to mark it. Yep. Danville football at the 43-yard line. Here's the thing, though. The Danville offense, it hasn't mattered where they've started on the night, whether it's in the 20, they have moved the ball at will, other than that last possession where they kind of got the penalty bugs.
Yeah, we got Briggs Wallace down on the sidelines. Looks like he's got one heck of a calf cramp, and there's that heat playing into a factor down there on the field.
Cy Wallace gets the handoff, and Cy's got the corner. Great tackle on the edge by Gage Stitt. He just scored the touchdown, and he might have prevented one on that hit.
Yeah, he really got himself into kind of the perfect position right there. Didn't really rip off the block like you want to see, but he was able to get himself into just enough of a position to be able to make the play and kind of push everything back in. So even if he didn't make the tackle, he had somebody else coming from the backside to help out.
Second down now for Danville. Gain of about 4 there for Cy Wallace. Roper comes out. It looks like that's Nolan Ridgway on the left hip. They'll bring somebody in motion. Handoff. That's number 1, Camden Horn. Camden Horn looks like he'll be about a yard. Out of it.
Camden Horn, I talked a little bit about Colton Grant earlier, who kind of came into his own later in the season. Camden Horn, another one of those juniors who did the exact same thing. Didn't really get a lot of looks at the beginning of the season, played a little bit here and there, but really kind of proved himself to get enough to get onto the field a lot more on Friday nights. You see him finally being able to touch the ball here and picking up a pretty decent gain.
Well, and how about this? I just looked at the roster, just counted it, something I normally do. How about the fact that we're talking about how talented this Danville team is, right? We know what to expect out of this Danville team this year, right? Then we have 9 seniors on this roster.
And nine seniors, every one of them started last year. Pretty much most, if not all of them, started their sophomore year.
Yeah.
If they didn't start, they got a lot of playing time. Pretty much this entire senior class is all 3-year starters, some of them 4-year starters. They've got a lot of experience. I mentioned earlier, Coach Bloom talked about how many starters he had coming back. He had 9 on both sides of the ball, and that's 9 offensive guys and 9 defensive guys. Now, teams like Danville, you got guys that play both ways, but not everybody plays both ways. So really, you're talking about 9 both sides of the ball, but in total, that's really 13, 14, maybe 15 guys that had starting time last year come back this season and is able to really kind of lead this team. And they got a lot of experience. Even the young guys got a lot of playing experience last year.
Center.
Just a little quarterback sneak. I think he got it.
I think you are correct.
I think they're going to spot him right at the 47-yard line, which is the line to gain, and they're going to give it to him.
The change on the far side yet. They have not motioned for the chains to move. No, they're going to call him short. You can't.
Talking about where the spot of the ball.
There,
now
there
they're
you go.
motioning.
Now
Okay. With where you heard a lot of confusion on this Danville side. Where the ball was spotted, it was a wonder why they weren't moving the chains because of where they placed the ball.
Yep. Yeah, and that's, again, a great play there. Proper just gets under center as this is Ridgeway in the backfield. He's got a hole up the side. He's going to break a couple tackles. Going this way.
And you saw Camden Horn and Aiden Mickley come in at the last second there to kind of shake number 13. Who is that? That's Carson Russell, kind of get him off of Nolan Ridgeway so he's able to get that extra couple of yards downfield.
Wildcat again. He's going to take the snap. You've got Briggs Wallace, Parker Proper, and Bryson Burke here as the receivers. He's going to motion him over to the left. Now watch the quarterback keep to the right. He's got everything on the left. The right side of the field is kind of occupied with only one guy. He is going to bring it to the left side. Nolan Ridgeway is going to kind of get met there and brought down by number 61 for Dalton.
And a late flag comes in at the end of the play. Nowhere near anything. Looks like the head referee's got somebody on a hold. I didn't see who it was backside. See if maybe we got it on the replay. It doesn't look like we did. But
again, though, the penalty bug so far has kind of been what started to bite Danville in the foot here in the latter parts of the first half. A clean first quarter, clean first, say 7 minutes here of quarter number 2, and now their 4th penalty, I do believe, here in about 5 minutes.
Yeah, and that 5 minutes, man, it's taken about 30 or 45 minutes to get through it.
Broken back in the back. I Wallace on his right hip. He'll go out in motion. They'll throw it out to side. His throw just short. I want to say that was a forward pass, though. We're going to take a look at it.
It seemed a little,
That's a forward pass.
It looks like they're saying that was a backwards pass. Yeah. I'm wondering if Coach Bloom's going to go try to talk to the referee, but I don't know. It looks like the referee is kind of telling Coach Bloom to kind of get back to his own sidelines. There's no arguing that.
You guys can see it here. It's 1,000%. You see it on the Danville Tire and Alignment replay. It is 1,000% a forward pass. That's the momentum, though, now. If you're Dalton, you just scored, you just got a stop, you forced a turnover, and now you're going to look to drive down the field and score again before half.
Yeah, I think Coach Bloom running that wildcat there, I think they was just trying to run down the clock as much as he could. Didn't get as far downfield as he wanted to, so he kind of had to try to air it out. As you see Dalton doing the same thing here. And it's caught by number 3, Chase Bowling, for it looks like a 13-yard gain. Just a quick post route right up the middle of the field. It was a great pass. He had Chris Mosier right there on the defense, but not able to do anything with it. Batted down by Owen Gromberg.
That's a problem even for me up here in the booth. There was no whistle. As we're going to take a look at it, as Gromberg got a hand on it, there's no whistle to kill that play. So how can you throw a flag on the defender?
Yeah, he was going after the ball, playing through the whistle, which is exactly what you're taught as a football player growing up. I can remember when I was 8 years old, my first year playing football, coaches really pounding into your head, play through the whistle. That's all Owen was doing there. And if the quarterback's in his way, that's on the quarterback.
On the ground, you're taught to football.
Yeah,
And that's what he was doing. There was no whistle.
Regardless of if you bat down the pass, it's obviously an incomplete pass. If there's no whistle, you're taught to go get the ball.
Danville will use their final time. Still not happy with the amount of penalties and then the turnover. Granted, from our side of things, it looked like the turnover was a forward pass. Again, we're up here, they're down there. On the penalty, we're up here. We can hear the whistle very clearly from our spot here at Danville. There was no whistle. So it's really kind of an interesting scenario here for the Blue Devils as Dalton's slowly working their way down the field, looking to punch another one in before the half.
Yeah, unfortunately, this isn't college. This isn't the pros. They don't have challenges. They don't have replays. Not even at the state championship game, they don't have replays. So it's kind of up to the referees to make that call, and we can have the opinions that we have. Coaches, staff can have their opinions. Yep. Every fan in the stadium can have their own opinions. Ultimately, it comes down to what the referee said, and you just got to kind of go with it.
Yeah, you got to. And jailbreak screen again to the left side. Caught.
Swallowed up there by number 66, Jacob Byers, who was initially tied up in a block, but he was able to get off it pretty quickly and make the initial contact at the line of scrimmage, able to bring him down a yard downfield.
Khan makes the reception there, his first reception, but we've seen this Dalton passing game kind of start to get to a rhythm. But if you're trying to punch it in before half, you got to get the pace going a little bit more as you only got 190 seconds.
As you see another pass over the middle to number 10, that's Reese Lecon again.
Back-to-back receptions.
Again, swallowed up there by Jacob Byers. Just another quick pass over the middle for the Dalton Bulldogs. And I know during that last timeout that Danville took, Coach Bloom tried to use that time to kind of settle his boys down because they were getting a little amped up, a couple questionable calls there. But these guys, they can't let go too early because there is still time on the clock. There's a minute left as he rolls out McFerrin to the right, takes it, and eventually runs out of bounds at, looks like, the 8-yard line.
Yeah, and it's going to be a second down for McFerrin, who gains his biggest run of the night. It's going to be interesting to see the second.
Yeah, both teams. I know Coach Bloom. He's really good at making halftime adjustments. Yep. Coach Duncan. He is really good at making halftime adjustments. I know Dalton's coaching staff. They all have experience. They're going to make halftime adjustments. It's just going to make a big difference to me how they start the second half compared to how they started the first half. Is how the rest of this game is going to go. If they come out firing like Danville did, I think Dalton's going to have a good second half.
That's it again. It looks like he's going to be about a yard short of the end zone. We'll see if Dalton's going to take a timeout here. It looks like they will.
Yeah, he was stuffed there. Looked like he was going to be able to kind of walk in, but Chris Mosier able to stick his nose there on his chest plate, able to push him back just enough to keep him on the 1-yard line and out of the end zone. As you see number 60, Caleb Inversa, the big body coming in. Danville's got to hurry up and get to the line.
Yeah, I expect this to go right back to Gage.
And he's swallowed up immediately by Justice Tharp, number 85, the senior.
Out.
And they do.
Third down. Dalton will use their second timeout of the half. 34-6 the score. I don't want to say a game-changing touchdown here, right? But if you can punch one in before the half, maybe go for 2 and make this a 34-14 game, you go into the locker room with a little bit of momentum, thinking, hey, we've stopped them the last 2 possessions. We've scored our last 2. we can come back into this contest.
The question is, for me at least, if they score, they get that momentum going into halftime with 23 seconds left. This probably will be the last play, if not the second to last play.
Yep.
If they score and get the 2-point conversion, they have the momentum going into the halftime locker room. Are they going to be able to keep that momentum coming out? That's the biggest question. We see teams all the time score right at the end of the half, kind of get themselves a little excited, a little momentum on their side, and then it all kind of fades out as they get through halftime because they're not able to keep the momentum that they carried into the locker room.
He'll turn out, hand it off.
And he scores.
Punch it in for his second touchdown of the evening. Gage Stitt punches it in. We'll see if they go for 2 or go for 1. The last time they attempted the PAT, Cy Wallace got in there to kind of break it up.
Looks like they're going through 2. The coaching staff on the sidelines telling them we're going for 2.
Big 2-point conversion here. A 2-point swing here from 22 to 20 is a big difference going into that half. And it's also a big difference because if they fail to get this and Danville puts 1 in the end zone, we then have a running clock.
Yeah, I mean, that's something every team looks forward to in the second half is a running clock. But again, Dalton's got the momentum now. They got to be able to keep it as it's tipped and picked off by Briggs. But with high school rules, you can't return it.
Which, that's a 2-point swing. And I know 2 points isn't a lot, but when they just got that momentum, if Briggs is able to return that and get 2 for Danville, this sideline right here is going to go absolutely crazy. And that's going to completely reshift that momentum back to the Blue Devils.
Yeah, that would have taken every bit of win that they had in their sails for Dalton out if they're able to return it. But again, OHSAA rule says you can pick the ball off, you can pick up a fumble, but you can't do anything with it.
It's going to be interesting to see now if you're Dalton. I'll ask you this, Peyton. You got dangerous guys as returners for Danville. If you're Dalton, are you squibbing this and not letting Cy Wallace touch the ball?
Yeah, I think that's what they're trying to do with their last kickoff that we saw, their first kickoff of the night. They're just trying to squib it away, keep it out of number 12's hands, maybe get into Bryson Burke's hands, Nolan Ridgway's hands, the big slower guys. But again, it's not in Cy Wallace's hands. We've seen what he can do on kick returns, and Dalton certainly has seen it. They've watched a lot of film preparing for this game, and that's exactly what they do. Right onto number 21, Logan Joseph's hands, a sophomore. Yeah, and I like what he did there. Catch the ball, go to the ground. There's no sense in trying to run up the field. There's 19 seconds left in the first half. Get the offense back out there. Take a knee, maybe run one play, but
I would agree with you. You're up 34-12. Take a knee, go into the locker room up 22. But
yeah, I think that's what he's going to do here.
He's going to come out and gun. Cy Wallace on the right, hit a proper.
Shifting the tight end and wing to the left side, and Aiden Mickley goes back to the right. And there goes Camden Hart. A lot of shifting around.
They'll hand it off to Cy Wallace. And look out, folks. He's shifty. We got
another flag.
I
didn't see exactly what it was coming from the back judge. And another holding.
Okay. Now I am going to throw this out there, as I don't have that one either, but I am going to throw this out there. The guys, your side judges, are going to have a way better view of a hold than a guy 20 yards from the ball.
Typically, I would agree with that statement. However, with where the flag was thrown, if you look at the positioning on the field where the flag was thrown, the hold was further downfield. The linemen were downfield. The side judges, my father was a referee for several years out of high school. I've learned a lot from him. I've learned a lot from a lot of people. I do a lot of studying of football. They're going to be looking at the line of scrimmage. They're going to catch all that stuff at the line of scrimmage. Further downfield, that's going to be more of the back judges. They're going to make those calls.
Well, Danville 34, Dalton 12. We'll be back to the band show and our halftime show after this.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
As the Bulldog marching bands play several iconic tunes from the era. The common thread between these songs? They are all instantly identifiable by their opening riffs. Our first song was released by the band Deep Purple in 1972. With a guitar riff that was voted number 4 in all-time greatest guitar riffs, this is Smoke on the Water. Garaway, a rock band from San Diego named Iron Butterfly, created the very first heavy metal riff in rock music history and changed the sound of music forever. The style of music writing would be copied and built upon in the next several decades by many well-known rock bands. Featuring our Dalton High School drumline, here is In the Guise of Being. Dalton High School, the Bulldog Marching Band. Mr. Kaiser and the band would like to thank you for your continued support. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and remember, go Bulldogs!
Band. Yeah. Sorry. Good kid. I do. I bet too.
We are proud to present the Danville High School Blue Devil Band!
leave your worries behind. It's time for a night under the stars. So sit back, relax, and let the Blue Devil Band take you on a little trip down the road. Out past the city lights and straight to the water. Make some noise for Fishing in the Dark by the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band.
Try not to fall in.
Technology back here inside the Danville Supply halftime show. Danville leads Dalton 34-12 in what was really a tale of two quarters, we'll call it. Danville dominating quarter number one, fought the penalty bug in quarter number two, but really allowed Dalton to gain some momentum.
Yeah, they had what I believe you said was 3 penalties and game minute stretch, and then you added 2 more at the end of the first half, which really already is way better than what we saw last year. They were averaging 10, 12, maybe sometimes 15 penalties a game. So they're already way ahead where they were last year. But like you said, Danville completely dominated the first quarter, slowed down a lot. I have the stats here from last year. Their average scoring, the first quarter last year, they were averaging, same with third quarter, was 98, 99 points in the season. Second quarter, however, was their big quarter throughout the season. They had 132 points in the second quarter throughout the season last year. So to see them really dominate in the first quarter compared to the second quarter, a little bit of a change of pace. They definitely slowed down a lot in the second quarter, and that may be due to Dalton being able to get things kind of switched around to benefit them. We're going to see how both teams come out of the locker room. If Dalton is able to come out of the locker room and have a start like Danville did at the start of the game, it's going to be an interesting rest of the night. But we have to see what the adjustments were, and we're going to get started here in just a second.
Yeah, some quick stats to go over both teams. Doing well on the first down mark, but Danville, 215 total yards to only 77 for Dalton. Danville, 2 turnovers. Dalton with 2 turnovers, Danville with 1, and then 8 penalties for 67 yards for the Blue Devils.
I have a correction. Danville's actually got 270 all-purpose yards between rushing and passing in the first half.
As this is picked up by Briggs Wallace, he's not going to get very far, but he's going to slow to get up. Not what you want to see if you're a Blue Devil fan.
It looks like he's still cramping. He came off the sidelines earlier. We saw him laying down, and the trainers kind of stretching him out like you see here on the field. And then a few plays later, I saw the same thing. I looked down on the sidelines. He was laying down, getting stretched out again. So you got to wonder if maybe he had a banana or two at halftime, but so far not enough to be able to keep the cramps out.
Here's the thing. First game of the year. We talked about it. It was a hot one coming into this contest. These guys are out here getting loose on this turf. It is not cold down there on that turf. It's so good up in jaw golf. Definitely just cramping up. But this heat's going to play a factor for the Blue Devils all year.
Yeah, being on turf now, it's one of the aspects that I know the coaching staff took into account whenever they wanted to get the turf brought in. But ultimately, it was a good decision by them. And here we see Danville starting out with the ball in the second half.
He's got Ridgway on his right hip. He'll bring Cy Wallace in motion. He'll hand it off to Ridgway, and he's got a hold. He's going to get about 8 yards in the second half. Is Nolan Ridgway. Not really a name we called too much in half. Number 1 is Schmidt Security Pro and Schmidt Fire first down. When we get our next time out, I'm going to go ahead and give a quick shout out to all our sponsors too. Because for those of you that know the OH.REPORT pretty well, we are 100% sponsor based. And the sponsors that bring us these games every single week are the reason that Peyton and I are here in Danville not able to bring you this one. Proper in the backfield. Again, Nolan Ridgway on his hip. He's going to fake it, read outs in there for Proper, and he's going to get hit hard by a slew of Dalton Bulldogs. But the main play there, number 45, he was the name we called a lot, Jackson Oswald.
Yeah, Jackson Oswald making the initial contact, able to hold on to his jersey, but Jason, forgive me if I'm pronouncing this wrong, Sonlin?
Yep.
Jason Sonlin coming in to help clean everything up. Only able to pick up one on that, but it's still 3rd and 1.
Proper in the backfield. He's got Sidewall left hip now. He'll turn around and hand it off to Side. He's got a big hole. He almost gets slippery there. He's not able to, but it was first down. And I think that's the one thing that about Side. Yes, he's got that breakaway speed. But he's not looking to take everything on an edge. He'll run it between the tackles, and he's so compact that hole that wouldn't be there for Nolan Ridgway is there for Cy Wallace.
Yeah, he is certainly not afraid to take a hit. That's for sure. That's something he's proved over the last 2 years. Because, again, he can outrun just about everybody, but he's still going to put his shoulder down if he needs to.
So, and again, this time he's got a hole up the right side. Hurdles a defender, and Cy Wallace on the second carry of the half for him.
Looks like that was number 14, Micah Miller, that he kind of leaped over top of. But number 54, Max Steiner, the senior linebacker, coming in and cleaning everything up to keep him from getting another first down. But, again, a 9-yard rush. You got to start dialing those numbers back. You got to keep them to only 1-2 yards, hopefully no yards on each touch.
Bottleneck bar and girls scoreboard is this is going to be Ridgway. He's got a hole up the left side, and Nolan Ridgway is going to rumble and bumble his way up the sideline for another first down.
It's something you don't see too often out of Nolan Ridgway going out along the edge. Obviously, a designed run to it was one. Yeah, it was an off tackle counter draw, whatever you want to call that play. It was designed to go outside, which, again, it's not too often you see Nolan Ridgway go outside, but he does have a little bit of speed being as big as he is.
Yeah. Roper back there again. Ridgway on this hip again. That's Aiden Mickley that gets the carry this time. Aiden going to get a couple.
I think you had it right the first time. I think it was Ridgway that carried the ball.
I'll tell you what, they're both big guys. Nolan Ridgway listed as 6'1", 220. Aiden Mickley listed as 6'2", 200. So 2 of the more prolific guys on the field for the Blue Devils in the backfield is Aiden Mickley and Nolan Ridgway. And you can kind of see that when they get inside the 5, they go to that I formation. You put both the big guys back there in that I formation, and you can give it to whichever one. Ridgway again in there with him on his right hip. Camden Horn. Bryson Burke out wide. This is 100% a keeper for Proper. Slips a tackle, spins off of another one. Parker Proper with a nice run. And it'll be another Danville first down.
It was a good run there by Proper. Good design quarterback call by Coach Bloom there and his coaching staff. But that offensive front for Danville, it's something different. I like to talk about the offensive line and defensive line a lot. And so far tonight, it's hard to not talk about them. They're controlling every aspect of this game from the line of scrimmage in the trenches, really controlling everything from up there, and it's showing in their numbers that they have so far. I believe it was 164 rushing yards in the first half alone.
He's going to roll left. He's going to tackle. He's going to look to get out of bounds. He will get out of bounds after a gain of about 30. Carry again. And here's what I see happening. Peyton, run. We're going to see a little fake step from Proper and throw it, or we're going to see a Nolan Ridgway play action. He's going to ride him all the way through that tackle and then pull it out and look for a Bryson Burke or an Aiden Mickley or somebody along those lines on a flat.
Well, you see him come up in an I formation now, Aiden Mickley, and it's fullback Ridgway at the halfback position. And that's just a toss right up the left side there for Ridgway. Finally gets pulled down at the 5-yard line by number 13, Carson Russell, essentially saving a touchdown because there was nobody else in front of him there.
Yeah, no, it looks like Justice Tharp out in the block kind of, once Nolan Ridgway got that corner, Tharp kind of, I don't want to say let go of his block, but thought that Ridgway was off of his hip already, and that allowed him to make that tackle. Stop. Mickley. To a big hit by number 53 for Dalton.
Yeah, it wasn't much room for him to really go anywhere. The Dalton defensive front really did a good job staying in their lanes that play, able to kind of push everything inside and keep him contained. And again, nowhere for him to go. It's now 4th and 1 on the Dalton 6-yard line. So you got to wonder here. Yeah, they are going I formation with now Cy Wallace at halfback.
They're going to toss it to Wallace on the edge. He's going to slip off of one, get off the other, and it'll be a turn to go over to Dalton. But here's the thing.
They gave him the first down. They got him down at the 4-yard line. He was able to get the ball out just enough before his knee hit the ground, because his knee definitely hit behind the 5-yard line. It definitely hit before the 5-yard line, which was the line to gain. But he was able to get the ball out just enough to pick up a fresh set of downs, now 1st and goal on the 4.
Cy Wallace again in the backfield. I expect this to either go to Cy Wallace again, or they're just going to go to the big guy, Mickley. Jet motion. He'll loop back around. It'll be Cy Wallace. He's stop. It's the touchdown tonight.
Yeah, Cy kind of just followed his lead blocker, Aiden Mickley, right through the hole, but he didn't really need his lead blocker. That offensive front opened everything up for him. He walked into the end zone untouched. I mean, you watch it here, you see Camden Horn going back out. And again, Aiden Mickley didn't even really have to do anything. Cy just kind of waltzed right into the end zone. You see number 55 there, Austin Adair, really excited for that score for him.
You also seen Carter Whittle in there as well, kind of that guard spot to open up that hole for Cy Wallace. They'll look to go for 2. Roper is going to take it himself. He's going to get stopped.
Yeah, swallowed up basically right at the line of scrimmage there. Nowhere for him to go. And you mentioned Carter Whittle at the guard position. He's listed as an offensive tackle. He's actually the starting, I believe, the starting right tackle. I've noticed so far they've switched up some of the positions where the offensive linemen are for Danville. You got Caleb Inversa now in there, starting left tackle, able to get into the end zone here with Cy Wallace, unable to get the 2-point conversion. But again, you're still up 40-12, and you're only halfway through the third quarter.
I'll give a couple of shout-outs here. Some of our awesome sponsors. Danville Feed and Supply, your local source for all your hardware, lumber, and feed needs. The Bottleneck Bar and Grill, family-owned and operated with locally sourced produce and cold drinks, and a safe, clean, friendly place to be. Danville Tire and Alignment. For all your automotive and light truck service and repairs, go Devils. Avita Home Health and Hospice, providing high-quality community health care and improving the quality of health and families throughout their lifespan. The OH.REPORT. We are the future of local sports. A couple more that we'll get out there after this kickoff, as Ridgeway will send it away. Goes off of the hand, picked up on the right side, and not a whole lot of room for the Bulldogs so far here this evening on the kick return.
Oh, Nolan Ridgway's down now on the field. Back where he kicked it from, I believe he's cramping up as well. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Looks like both calves are cramping for him.
We'll go ahead and finish these sponsors. Shout out Schmidt Security Pro and Schmidt Fire. From the field to your front door, trust Schmidt Security Pro to protect what matters most. Elite Preparedness, Ohio's premier destination for shooting ranges, firearms training and sales, physical security services, and executive protection. Killbuck Savings Bank. Since 1900, Killbuck Savings Bank has been proud to serve our community with dedication, integrity, and a commitment to your financial success. In 2025, our organization will mark an incredible milestone, 125 years of building relationships, empowering dreams, and growing together with you and Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community. Ridgeway still down, getting taken care of. So we're going to go over some more halftime scores. A couple K-Max scores for you, Mr. Payton. Northmore trailing Upper Sandusky 21-7 at the half. And then Mount Gilead, a team that shocked some people last year, trailing Martins Ferry 42-6 at the half there in Indian Country. Mount Gilead, a team, though, that graduated a lot of seniors, as did Northmore over the last couple seasons.
Yeah, Mount Gilead and Northmore both being small schools. It's sometimes hard for those schools to be able to fill in the spots that they lose to graduation because they don't have a lot of numbers like these D1, D2 schools do. And it's purely just for the fact that they don't have a lot of kids in the school itself. They're typically rural communities.
Yep.
A bunch of farming kids. Most of them have jobs outside of football, so a lot of them don't even play because of their jobs. They're working on the farms, working wherever. So it's hard for some of these small schools to replace what they lose to graduation.
It's out and out on the field. It is still McFerrin at the quarterback position. Takes the snap, he'll look to throw. Quick throw on the right side, caught. But met immediately. Room to operate there for Dalton, as that was number 12, Braylon Stutz.
Yeah, he was immediately swallowed up by 5 or 6 different Blue Devil defenders there. I mean, he had nowhere to go.
McFerrin again looking to throw. They found some rhythm in the passing game, as that one's complete to number 3. That's Chase Bowling. And McFerrin really kind of starting to find his footing and make some good throws.
Now we got number 14, Micah Miller for the Bulldogs down with cramps.
Hey, first game of the year. I seen it last night being at Colonel Crawford too. Doing that audio cast with WQEO 92.7. There was a lot of cramping going on in that game as well.
Yeah, it's really important for these kids, and it's a lot of times something that slips their mind because they're young. These recovery days that they have, the recovery days they have to spend those days stretching. They have to get up and move. They have to drink a lot of water, a lot of Gatorade. They have to get the potassium, the electrolytes back into their bodies that they expend throughout the week. And a lot of high school kids don't do that because they don't think about that.
Yep.
All they're worried about, how good do I play on Friday night? They don't think about Saturday morning, Sunday afternoon. They don't think about those things. As you see, Dalton comes up to the line of scrimmage. 3 receivers to the right, 2 on the backside to the left. Drops back to pass, and just a quick pass. Broken up by Jacob Byers with a big play there. It would have only been really a 4-yard reception, but as soon as number 10, Reese Leacon, made contact with the ball, he was immediately hit by Jacob Byers, who was able to break it up. Same formation, drops back to pass, and he heard the footsteps. He got scared, just drops the pass as Aiden Mickler comes in to lay the wood on him.
He's laid some hits tonight. And it's been one of those games for Dalton where they're starting to find their footing a little bit offensively. They're starting to get some passes completed as Coach Bloom's going to take his first time out of the half. But I think the biggest thing for the Bulldogs is it's been a lot of inconsistency. They have a really good drive. He's completed a couple passes here, but there's not a lot of consistency there. They have not established a run game here tonight at all. As they had, I want to say, under 25 yards in the first half. And I don't think they handed the ball off yet here in the second half.
Yeah, they're running the clock down a lot. We're already under 5 minutes in this third quarter, but they're down 40-12. You don't have the time in the game now to run the clock down. You have to score. You have to score fast, and you have to score often. And it doesn't seem like I don't know if they're just trying to slow play it or if they're just not able to.
Yeah. Can McLaren it's how long they had him at the quarterback there to play this first game here at Country. Is this something they've done for take these snaps? We have another
offsides call, yeah.
Danville.
Able to get him to jump. That's number 8, Elliott Holt, the senior, now in at the nose guard position, bringing Silas Miser out, giving him a little bit of a breather. Because they're up 40-12, let's get some of these other guys in. Elliott Holt, being a senior, he doesn't get a lot of playing time, but he's old enough and he's smart enough. He knows better than to jump. Especially when you're at the nose guard position, there's no excuse for you to be the one jumping.
See that one? Pressure coming great side. Bryson Burke makes the play.
Camden Horn, that was good play by him. Able to come up, try to swat at the ball, just missed it, but he was in a perfect position. And then Bryson Burke able to come in and clean it up to kind of minimize the damage on that pass.
Yeah, but there again, Jackson Oswald, the stud behind that, offensively, as that's going to be completed as well.
And that's Camden Horn and Bryson Burke on that play again.
It's Oswald again on the reception.
I think what we're seeing out of Dalton, what they're trying to do, and they're kind of starting to establish a little bit, they're not going to try to pound the rock. Danville's obviously proven that you're not going to be able to run on us. We have too strong, too good of a defensive front. Our linebackers are just as good. They're going to fill in this hole. You're not going to run. You're going to have to nickel and dime us to death, and I think that's what Dalton's starting to do. Big hit by Bryson Burke, but he gets the ball off. Tackled out of bounds immediately by Camden Horn and Jacob Byers coming in, laying a good hit. But that hit by Bryson Burke, that was a good hit.
Sent the pressure off the edge with the third and 4. Danville's defensive front has done a great job of filling the hole and stuffing the run game. Can they do it again right here? This is a big down for Dalton.
Run right up the middle. I think that's the first rushing attempt for Dalton this half. Ran by number 5, Ethan Raber, the 5'9", 164-pound junior, able to pick up first down. Very slow drive, but they're progressing nicely.
Yeah,
downfield. It's not huge plays like we saw out of Danville in the first half. It's 3 yards here, 5 yards there, maybe a 6-yard play here and there.
Yeah.
Looks like they just tried running the same play over again, and Jacob Byers coming in, sniffed it out immediately, tackled him right at the line of scrimmage, kept the ball at looks like the 27-yard line of Danville.
We didn't call very much in quarter number 1. Jacob Byers had his name called a lot here to start the second half and to end the first half.
Of course, the little brother of Josh Byers, who kind of led this Danville defensive front. As you see McFerrin throw it incomplete out to the left there to the receiver, Chase Bowling. Josh Byers, they lost to graduation a couple years ago, now playing college ball up in Ashland. And from what I hear, his sophomore campaign is looking to be pretty good this season.
Look out for those guys that are going to make a name for themselves. Josh Byers, Logan Toms out of Lucas going to get some action this year. Isaiah Ramsey out of Shelby going to get a lot of action this year. A lot of local names going to get on the field for the Ashland Eagles. We're going to have
We're looking for a false start. The left tackle, number 53, that's Liam Nussbaum, the senior, getting a little too excited. I thought originally that Owen Gronberg jumped again. We saw him have an offensive, an offside penalty earlier. And I think that right there, I don't know if that was necessarily Nussbaum getting a little too excited for the play. I think he was trying to readjust, and it was too late, which caused Gronberg to jump.
3rd and 15 for Dalton. 3 minutes to go here in the 3rd.
See the Danville stand starting to get a little rowdy. Incomplete pass over the middle. I couldn't tell if he was trying to get it to.
We'll take a look at it. And I mean, he had 2 guys there.
I couldn't tell if he's trying to throw it to Oswald or if that was actually intended for Reese Lecon.
Tell you what, Lecon's probably the better throw there because Daddy goes.
I agree.
15. I mean, listen, you're down 40 to 12.
Yeah, they have zero room for error. They have zero room to be able to punt. They almost have to onside kick it or at least split kick it to try to get something to bounce off somebody to pick up the ball on kickoffs if they're able to kick off again. And Dalton called a timeout. Yep. And it's a good thing their coaching staff called a timeout because number 2, Gage Stitt, was not set when that ball was snapped.
5-second play clock.
Our Danville athletic coaches will be hosting their annual.
So as both teams go to their sidelines, talk to their coaches, kind of Dalton try to settle their boys down a little bit because again, progressing really nicely on this drive, but I think they're running a little too much time off the clock. Now under 3 minutes in this drive, and it's starting to wear their offensive guys down. When they were in the huddle, Gage Stitt, I noticed he had his hands on his hips. He's looking up to the sky. He's breathing a little heavy. They're starting to get a little tired. So this timeout here is going to be good for both squads.
Some other scores. Ontario. Shelby.
McFerrin back in the shotgun with Ethan Rayford, his sidecar.
Looking for just
incomplete pass.
You have to run out to the sticks.
Yeah, that I think I don't know how much McFerrin has experience-wise at the quarterback position. I don't know a lot about this Dalton team, but that's not a route that should have been ran by Gage Stitt. And I know Gage Stitt has plenty of experience at the wide receiver spot. He should have ran to the sticks. Everything should have been played downfield a little more, and it just wasn't there.
Quick throw to Briggs Wallace. He slips one, bottled up, gets about a yard.
Just another quick screen pass out there to Briggs, and Jackson Oswald, number 45, in his face again, able to make him miss, able to get a yard out of it. As you see, Parker Prepper back in the shotgun again. And Briggs down on the ground again. Looks like another cramp.
Yeah, Briggs really struggling with cramps tonight. And it's, again, we've seen both teams have the issue tonight. Rams have been a major factor in this game. The turf, granted, this is year 2 with it. It's still an adjustment for these guys. It's still an adjustment for the staff. And it's a different type of preparation you have to do for the heat that you feel on this turf versus the heat that you feel on natural grass.
Right. I mean, what a lot of people don't know about turf is turf, yes, it's fake grass, but underneath of that grass, there's a little bit of sand, and there are black rubber beads. And as a player, you hate them because they get in everywhere, and it's like sand on the beach. It takes a week to get out, and then you're right back in it again. But that black rubber, even though you can't see it from up above, it's there, and it holds the heat, and it holds it really well.
That's the background that I have. That's kind of my forte, playing on a turf baseball. It's great. It's amazing to do. After. Proper in the backfield again. Sidewalls on his left hip. Proper's going to roll out left side. He's going to look downfield. He's got a man open. He was looking for Aiden Mickley. It's going to fall incomplete. Another thing I think you and I have both noticed tonight is a lot of the design rollouts have been to the left side of the field.
And that's it could be just a comfort thing for the quarterback. A lot of coaches like to roll out to the quarterback's strong arm, but if he's not comfortable, if he's not able to make those throws, they're not going to roll out that way. I don't know exactly how Parker Proper feels rolling out to which side he likes better, but that could be all it is. He's just more comfortable to the left side.
To side, he's going to make a man miss. He's going to fall. I think he just cramped up as well. Well,
yeah, I think that's exactly what it was. I thought maybe he slipped at first, but I've been seeing him kind of do some high steps there in the huddle on the sidelines. He's doing high steps to try to prevent that exact scenario right there, but it's hard to keep those cramps away.
4th down and about for Danville. And here's the thing: if your coach gets first, safe.
And that's exactly what they're going to do. They got Nolan Ridway in a quarterback in the wildcat position, Parker Proper out at receiver, and a flag from the back judge. Delay game. And Nolan Ridway, he may not be the starting quarterback now, but he spent his whole freshman season learning the quarterback position. I saw pictures on social media from him and from some of the other players. He had a headset his freshman year on the sidelines, going through the plays with the quarterback, with the coach. He was a signal caller essentially on the sidelines, so he knows the position. He knows the position. He knows better. That's a big punt by Jacob Byers, number 66. Huge roll.
5.
Down at the 9-yard line.
You can't ask anything.
A 56-yard punt.
How about that from the guy that doesn't normally do it?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen Jacob Byers punt. I've only ever seen Nolan Ridgway punt, so that was surprising to me. What an amazing kick. And Dalton certainly wasn't ready for it because they didn't even have anybody anywhere near the ball.
2 here that we noticed is, yes, Dalton has 12 points on the board, right? But they have yet to successfully move the ball in a long drive situation. When they've started on the opposite side of the 50, they have struggled to produce offense.
And I think that's due to the part of Danville's defensive front just being so dominant and controlling the line of scrimmage. You see Dalton running out to the left here with Dakota Nitzer able to pick up a couple of yards. I see Jacob Byers come off the field, getting replaced by Colton Grant, as well as some other players coming on the field. Elliott Holt and Tyson Payne both coming in. Tyson got a lot of defensive play last year. So far, quite a bit of defensive play tonight, but he's more of an offensive specialist.
Yeah. We're going to hand it off again. It's gonna look-
Nitzer bounces it outside. Boy, he had to work really hard for that 1 yard gain, and we're now going into the fourth quarter here at Tough Street.
After 3 counts, you're scoring. Now, right.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
Josh Banks picked up back here at Tough Street. Dalton going to look to make a play on 3rd and 1. He's got a man wide open for a first down.
Looks like just some blown coverage there. The Danville defender looks like that's Aiden Mickley. A little slow to get up, but it looks like he pops up pretty well on his own power.
Ball plays at the 26-yard line.
Decent pass there by McFerrin rolling out to his right. It looked like it was just a play action pass that he just kind of took out as a more of a bootleg. Because the running back there definitely wanted to take that ball.
Yeah. Farron again in the backfield, running back on his left hip.
We got number 12, Braylon Stutz, coming in last second for Dalton as they run it right up the middle.
Graber again.
It looks like just a 2-yard gain, maybe 3 yards.
And 3 on the play, second.
Again, though, to go back to kind of how this started, it was 34 to nothing after 1. And then Danville kind of slowed the pace down.
Yeah, everything's really slowed down a lot. And I don't know if that's just so much Dalton's making the right adjustments or Danville's just kind of getting tired a little bit, but Dalton's kind of really controlling the clock here. Another good pass from McFerrin and caught for another first down for Dalton.
Again, a great throwing catch there.
It was Reese Leacon on the reception for looked like a 6-yard reception there.
Coverage on that side by Mickley.
Sorry, that'd be a 7-yard reception for Leacon.
First down for Dalton. Like I said, back in quarter number 2, they really found a rhythm through the air. They've continued to find it, but
ball on the ground, picked up by one of the Dalton linemen. I think that's number 53. That'll be Liam Nussbaum, just trying to make something out of nothing there.
But again, like I was saying, Dalton has found their rhythm in the air, but it's been 3, 4, 5 yards at a time. They haven't really had that big play that can allow that momentum to really take over and give them the break.
And I think that's kind of what they need. Like I said, they're controlling a lot of the clock in the second half, but they need the big plays, and they need a lot of them in order to get the momentum on their side. As you see another flag.
That's going to get kicked. Say the false start. It is going to be a.
And let's see who they got moving there. Maybe the left tackle, but I couldn't really tell who moved.
Maybe it was the tight end. Maybe it was Oswald, edge. I didn't see movement in the replay. But again, the refs are down there. They have a way better view than we do up here.
Yes, they do.
But that'll make it 2nd and 15 now for Dalton. Still in the gun.
So you got Ethan Raber there to the right side car as he drops back to pass. Big hit by Burke, and it just sails.
Whoa.
Burke came in completely untouched. Blown blocking coverage there by the Dalton offensive line.
Did not see Bryson.
Yeah, that was a perfectly timed delayed blitz there by Burke, and he really made the quarterback pay for his offensive lineman's mistake there.
It's the second time Bryson has laid the lumber to the quarterback here tonight.
Picked by Camden Horn. Camden Horn returning. Nice return there. Finally taken down by McFerrin. The ball just went right through Reese Leacon's hands. And that was a good hit by Cy Wallace. And you could see him kind of slap his own helmet there. He was excited about that one.
He's the offensive guy. You know what I mean? He's the guy that runs the ball, but he can lay the boom too.
Yeah. We see Cy Wallace come onto the sidelines here. We got Colton Grant in the pistol spot there for Danville. And Parker's going to keep it to the outside. Nowhere for him to go. I think he got back to the line of scrimmage.
Big stuff. It's kind of been the name of the game so far for these guys. Their rotation in the backfield is unlike any other that we're going to see this year.
Yeah, they have so many weapons from Proper to Ridgeway. The Legion of Zoom back there. They got Colton Grant who runs the ball hard. He's a good, hard running back. And they got a lot of weapons out on the boundaries with the receivers.
Right. It's caught.
Oh, Camden Horn takes a big shot and then pops back up.
Number 2 stick.
Good on Horn to hang on to that pass because, man, that looked like it hurt.
He scored both touchdowns tonight for Dalton, and he lays the boom to Camden Horn on his first reception.
I wouldn't be surprised if I see Danville try to run the ball a little here. They got Cy Wallace back in the backfield, but I'm noticing Parker Proper moving a little slower than he was earlier.
Yeah,
and I think he's getting a little tired, maybe getting a little tight there. And that's exactly what they're going to do. Cy Wallace following his block. Chris Mosier, somebody who doesn't really get on the offensive side of the ball a lot. Lead blocking in the middle for him.
They'll bring out the 4th, and it looks like a long 2.
Yeah, you can see Proper kind of jogging back to the huddle there, moving a little slower than earlier, even just in this half. With 7.5 minutes left in this ball game, they're going to go to the I formation. Yep. Chris Mosier at the fullback spot. Oh, he's looking for the. Oh, that's Justice Starp. He was looking for that, kind of like a Tim Tebow pop pass.
Wow.
Man. And I think what happened there was Parker wanted him to move further over to the left, to his left, to get him away from the defender a little bit.
Shallow post instead of the
right.
Ran.
Right, because if you didn't notice, a lot of people aren't going to really look at the things that even I see as somebody who studies the game. The defender had his eyes locked on the quarterback. Yep. He wasn't looking at Tharp at all, so he had nothing but room. I think it was just a badly placed pass.
At the same time, it's Dalton gets another stop, and now they're going to look to do something with it. but we're inside of 8 minutes, and Dalton really struggled to do anything with the ball.
And we got McFerrin back in the backfield again. Dakota Nitzert back there with him. Big hit by Bryson Burke on Gage Stitt.
I tell you what, and we've got to talk about an MVP, and Bryson Burke's defense tonight might make him that MVP.
I think it almost has to be Bryson Burke, not getting any playing time at all last year. Seeing him walk around on the sidelines last year in a sling pretty much the entire season.
Yeah.
It was hard to see because he had a lot of promise last season as a sophomore. And coming out his first big game, his first game at Danville as a starter, and he's really showed out tonight.
Yeah, for sure. He's had a phenomenal game here this evening as they're going to turn around the game to get an edge. Breaks a tackle. Big hit again. Who was that one?
That was Silas Miser coming in and laying the wood there at the end of that. I didn't see who else was there to wrap him up.
Number 3, Curtis Klein came in with his nose to the football.
Curtis Klein, one of those guys that he's a junior, but we don't really talk about him. He doesn't get a ton of playing time. He's not real big. He's 6 foot, 160 pounds, so he doesn't have a lot of size. But I think he just made a statement for himself to the coaching staff.
Oh, he's looking to get the left edge. Ball's out. Picked up by Cy Wallace. Huge play. Huge play. We talk about guys who's really making a name for themselves. Camden Horn on that play put his helmet right on the ball. It pops out as soon as he makes contact with the ball carrier. Cy Wallace immediately there to pick it up and just able to do what Cy does. He makes people miss. People just kind of slide off him. They don't really bounce off him. They slide off of him. And now with 6:17 to go, Danville's looking to punch this one in to get the running clock. Yeah, I think they're just going to try to pound this in. I don't think they're going to do anything fancy. They're just going to pound the rock here. Toss it to Cy Wallace. And he walks in. And that's going to be a running clock for Danville. Because if the viewers don't know, in OHSA rules, if you're up by 30, you get a running clock in the second half. And it doesn't matter when you get that 30 points. There's only 6 minutes left in this game, and they just got a running clock. And that's going to make it really hard for Dalton to make sure to come back. Is it third or fourth? Cy Wallace has found the end zone multiple times tonight. I want to say it's his fourth. It might only be his third. I want to say he's got 4. Mickley's got 1. He's got 5 for him. Yeah, his 4th touchdown of the night. Cy Wallace come out and did what he did all of last year. They're going to throw it to the corner. Caught it! What a catch! That was a pass that Gage Stitt definitely should have came down with, but Camden Horn able to haul that in and keep hold of it for the 2-point conversion. Now 48-12 for Danville. Camden Horn, that last drive, first causing the fumble. Yep. So for Cy to pick up, get it down to the 3-yard line. Cy walking in, and then Camden Horn making an amazing catch right there in the back corner of the end zone. 8-12. They're scoring in Danville. And I can tell you personally, okay, I came into this game thinking this was going to be a 1, maybe 2 score game. And I completely agree. I thought it was going to be a defensive battle from the get-go, and it has not been. It's been Danville Blue Devil night here at Tough Street Stadium, and I don't expect it to change this year. Yeah, now with 8 scores on the board, half of them coming from Cy Wallace, and then you got everybody else around him that's he's doing all the scoring, but everybody else is doing a big chunk of that work. They're making a big chunk of that work. Bryson Burks had a big night. Camden now had himself a big night.
Yeah, Will Samples, number 44, and kicking as Ethan Raber bobbles the ball, swallowed up, taking a big shot by Jake Karn, number 45, the sophomore. It certainly was. And that's Will Samples. He's just a freshman, 5'10", 155 pound. They got him listed as a wide receiver and outside linebacker. So it'll be interesting to see how he plays in his actual positions on Saturday mornings. So I'm definitely going to be talking to Coach Bloom a little bit to see how those Saturday mornings go for Will Samples. That was a big kick for him. I could see them kicking with him a lot more.
Hey, going to happen as a freshman. You might get more opportunity by making a play like that.
And then Jake Karn, again, he's listed now as a tight end linebacker. He was an offensive lineman last year, pretty undersized. He changed positions last year to the tight end spot, ran the ball a little bit as well, but I think they got a good fit for him at the linebacker spot. He's going to be more of a defensive guy, and he's definitely earning his stripes for sure.
Raber. Kind of some of the younger guys out there for the Blue Devils.
That's Colton Grant and Elliott Holt on the tackle there. Ethan Raber does pick up the first down, but again, they're down 48-12, and there's under 4 minutes left to go. You got a running clock. There's no time for Dalton to come back.
I'm not saying that it's, but it just doesn't make sense.
And I think we go back to what I said in the third quarter. They're running the clock down, but they're running it down too much. They're not getting those big plays that they needed to be able to get themselves some momentum to swing the game their way.
Yeah, absolutely. And now they take a timeout. Dalton timeout here with 3:20 remaining. So while we have a timeout, I'm going to go ahead and thank those sponsors one more time, folks, because without these sponsors, we couldn't be here giving you this game live and free. Danville Feed and Supply, the Bottleneck Bar and Grill, Danville Tire and Alignment, Avita Home Health and Hospice, the OH.REPORT, Schmidt Security Pro, Elite Preparedness, Killbuck Savings Bank, and Knox Community Hospital. Without those awesome folks at those businesses, we would not be bringing you this action live and free right here on the OH.REPORT. Clock will start right back up on the snap, and we'll run throughout.
Dalton's got a new quarterback, Evan Euler, the sophomore, listed as a running back on their roster. Hands off to number 22, Rylan Stauffer.
And now you're seeing both teams have went to kind of those guys that are going to play them in the morning.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you're down by, what is it now, 36 points. With a running clock, there's under 3 minutes left. Get some of the younger guys in, get them a little more work. Regroup on Saturday morning while the JV guys are out playing, getting a little extra playing time. Regroup for the varsity, come back stronger next week, and keep things moving.
Again, now. Snaps, turn around, same play, handoff on the inside. This time it's going to be stuffed by this Danville front again. Something we've seen them do all night long.
And Danville, they have a completely new
Everything.
defensive front. Their defensive front, they have Elliott Holt, a small guy at the nose guard spot. Now, when I coach football, I loved having the small guys, the quick, shifty guys right at the nose guard. It's hard to block. They got those big heavies in front of them. They're able to get around them a lot easier. But they also have number 57, Colton Sampson, a freshman, and number 53, Damian Smith, who's a junior, who doesn't get a lot of playing time out there on the field.
There's that for shiftiness that you're going to get to see it right here. If you look at your small guy just blew that whole play up.
Yeah, like I said, when I coached junior high football, I had a kid. We ran a 5-3 defense at that point.
Yep.
Well, I had a kid who I kept as a nose guard, even though he was way better as a linebacker.
Yeah.
I had guys that were just good enough to play linebacker, so I could put him as a nose guard because they're so hard to block. They are so hard to block because they're so fast. They're so fast off the line.
When they can make a snap count figured out, or they can read that snap, those big guys are going to have a hard time getting that step and getting their hands to them before they're past them and out of running back or out of quarterback.
And Elliott Holt being a senior, he's got enough knowledge of the game to where he's going to be able to pick up on snap counts pretty quickly.
Big run, big hit, number 21.
That's Logan Joseph, the sophomore.
Going to bring it 4th down for Dalton. It looks like they're going to go back to the starting return here for the Danville, which this is something that I agree with. You don't want to have a special teams mistake.
Looked like that was a turnover on downs, and coach is just going to knee it out here.
8 seconds to go, folks. It appears that your final from Tough Street Stadium, the Blue Devils are going to start the season 1-0 with a 48-12 win over the Dalton Bulldogs as Parker Proper takes a knee. That's going to end it. We'll be back. Post-game show. Danville wins it at home, 48-12. This commercial break.
For 9 years, people have asked us one question. What exactly does elite preparedness do? We train everyday Americans to protect what matters most. From Ohio CCW courses in advanced firearms training to the largest Armed Women of America chapter in the state, from church and school safety programs under House Bill 99, to training state, local, and federal law enforcement. We provide armed security, secure transportation, asset protection, and elite-level executive protection for those who require the highest standard. Preparedness, protection, professionalism, elite preparedness, training warriors, protecting leaders, empowering families.
At the Keelbuck Savings Bank, you can expect great products and service from a fellow Knox County Chamber member. Now offering premier card processing solutions and services, ensuring the business owners understand their credit card processing fees. We have a wide selection of card processing solutions that provide lower fees, faster payment, additional security, exceptional marketing features, and help to improve your business operations and customer experience.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
Take a look at all the action from Friday night football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
and we are back with the Avita Home Health and Hospice Player of the Game, number 7, junior Bryson Burke. Just absolutely showed out tonight. Didn't get a lot of playing time last year due to an injury week 1. Got a little bit of playing at the end of the playoffs last year, but really showed out in his first big game in Tough Street. How do you feel, Bryce? Well, I'll tell you what, we were excited up here watching you, especially myself. I get to watch you guys all the time up here in the press box, but getting to see you actually really show what you're made of on the field, it was something different. So tonight we had you at 3 receptions, 31 yards for a touchdown, but the biggest difference for you was your defensive play. You really come in, showed out, you showed coaches, hey, you missed out on me last year. What does the teams from here on out need to work on to try to handle you on the defensive side of the ball? Yeah, buddy, you did absolutely amazing tonight. You crushed it. You had several big hits, what we call ooh hits, and you could definitely hear the crowd reacting to them. Any shout-outs for you tonight? Awesome, Bryson. Well, congratulations again on being the Avita Home Health and Hospice MVP Player of the Game. Bryce, go celebrate with the team. Have a good night, buddy.
Do you know what it takes to get yourself and your family prepared? Elite Preparedness is here to help, offering training and courses in concealed carry, defensive CCW, tactical pistol, and many more. We also have an on-site indoor gun range and a retail, firearms, ammo, and preparedness supplies store, serving a growing public and private need for all hazards preparedness with a professional and personal approach. Contact Elite Preparedness today, 740-263-1234, or at 25580 Bell Church Road.
At the Keelbuck Savings Bank, you can expect great products and service from a fellow Knox County Chamber member. Now offering premier card processing solutions and services, ensuring the business owners understand their credit card processing fees. We have a wide selection of card processing solutions that provide lower fees, faster payment, additional security, exceptional marketing features, and help to improve your business operations and customer experience.
Josh Banks alongside Peyton Copley one final time from Tough Street, where Danville makes a statement in week 1, knocking off Dalton 48-12.
Yeah, coming into this game, my keys to victory for Danville was to strike hard and strike fast, and strike they did. Getting a huge cause fumble and recovery, second play of the game. Their first play from scrimmage, Cy Wallace takes it to the house for the first score of the night and first score of the 2026 season. Man, they really showed up, and they showed out tonight for this Blue Devil squad.
Yeah, it's going to be a force to be reckoned with all season long. As we're going to go ahead and take a look at some final stats. First downs, believe it or not, because Danville has so many big plays, we're pretty even on the night. First downs are pretty even. Danville holds out to 170 yards total offense, so that defense really came out to play tonight. But how about 320 yards offense for this Blue Devil squad? Penalties became a factor as they commit 10 for 77 yards. They force 4 turnovers. Where is the flaw for Danville tonight?
Well, see, you mentioned over 300. You said 320 yards total for Danville. You got to keep in mind they had 270 of that in the first half. Yeah. So really, Dalton held them to just 50 yards from scrimmage in the second half. But with how good of a first quarter Danville had, already up by 30 points at the end of the first quarter, it was just way too out of reach. Dalton had no chance catching up, especially in that second half. They tried slow playing it, controlling the clock. I think it was just too little too late.
All righty, so we're going to go ahead, folks. We'll take a look at the score by quarter. And it's not correct. It's not correct. It was 34-0 after 1. Dalton wins the second quarter 12-0, and then Danville shuts them out the rest of the way. And again, we talk about that Dalton 12 points. All 12 of those points were when they started inside of the Danville 30-yard line. So when they had an extended field, Danville's defense dominated.
Yeah, so coming into the game, I fully expected this to be a defensive-sided game from both Danville and Dalton, because you hear all the time, at least for me, like I said a couple times throughout the stream, I don't know a lot about Dalton. I don't venture over to that side of Wayne County a whole lot, but I always hear about their defense, and they didn't live up to the hype that they've been given tonight, and I don't know if that's just maybe poor game planning. Maybe they weren't quite as ready as they wanted to be for week one. We saw that they had their starting quarterback, Hignite, on the sidelines all night long. He was fatted up, just standing there next to the coaches, not sure what was going on with that, but you got to wonder if maybe that could have been a difference maker and maybe their players' excitement for the game.
Yeah, for sure.
Because when you lose your starting quarterback, they're the leader of the team. Senior leader of the team. It's hard for the other guys to stay excited, to stay ready for the games, especially if you have a young team. And Dalton seems to have a fairly young team.
13 squads, so a few more seniors than Danville has, but still both young squads. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show the next matchup for both teams is Dalton. Next week, we'll get Garaway, so it doesn't get any easier for the Bulldogs. And then Danville, look, you talked about it. Danville got knocked off pretty well last year right here at their game against Utica. They're going to look to go to Utica next week and start the season 2-0. Final thoughts from you tonight, Peyton?
Dalton's definitely got a rough start to this season, and a rough out-of-conference start to this season. Coming to Danville tonight, playing Garaway next week. And then Danville, they're going to have a sour taste in their mouth starting basically now, thinking about that Utica game last year. They're going to be looking to go to Utica, which is another stadium. It's a tough stadium to play in. I've played in it several times. It's hard to go in there and win. They're going to have to put everything together like they did tonight in order to be able to beat the Redskins next week.
All right, I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. All of our sponsors, Danville Feed Supply, Bottleneck Bar and Grill, Danville Tire and Alignment, Killbuck Savings Bank, Avita Home Health and Hospice, Knox Community Hospital, the OH.REPORT, all of the amazing sponsors that allowed us to bring you this game live and free. I want to thank Peyton on color commentary tonight, my son Josh Banks Jr. on camera, my buddy Nick Pollock did some stats for us tonight. For everybody that was involved in this context, thank you all so much. Thank you to Danville Athletics for the great treatment we had here tonight. We had a night. It's a beautiful press box up here, a beautiful stadium. And thank you to the OHSAA for allowing us to bring you this game live and free. I'm Josh Banks. I'll be on the air next week for volleyball. But I'll be back on the air in about an hour and 10 minutes for the first edition of the Friday Night Pigskin. So make sure you come hang out with me, Brian Scaronci, Travis Berardi, all the crew will be at the new OHQ. It'll be live and free right here on the OH Report. Until next time, take care, everybody.